For ProSim, are we putting a load in or?
Yeah, we could do it. Oh yeah, I'll set it up based on the flight plan.
Yeah, if you could just set that, and then I could just get the 0 fuel weight in there.
Cool.
How would I know if fuel to
We just, yeah, seatbelt sign can come on it.
All right, that's what I was. But
yeah.
normally, it's after fueling is complete, right? Like no.
No.
I thought it was like some kind of.
Who said that? Was that a Shaq thing?
No.
Is that a Blake thing? So first off, here's the rule with this thing: nobody pays attention to it.
Really?
Except for us. I mean, how many times have you seen people get up when the sign's on anyway?
Yeah.
Right?
No,
But here's what you're talking about. You're on the right track.
Like a fire.
If there was a fire, right?
Right.
The sign ain't gonna stop nobody.
That's true.
The more important thing is the jetway is connected and you have the door open. Okay. That's more important. People have a way to get out of the airplane. So, for example, if you're waiting for a while and the fueler hasn't showed up, but then the jetway, like they're done boarding and they want to just close up and go, like hold up, time out, keep the jetway connected because we're still got to get fuel in case we need to evacuate. But yeah, the sign doesn't do anything for people.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I thought like,
no.
That's what I hear, okay.
No, the only time people actually pay attention to that is when we actually do stop at the gate and we turn it off.
Right,
you know, let them up, set them down.
Although some people are still
some people are already, yeah, they go off of the motion of the airplane stopping, but yeah, no, it's. Yep, round up to the nearest 50.
Yep.
So did you load it up with the weights, Fabian? Yeah, imagine when we didn't have the air connected.
No, I'm not going to mention.
We were.
Like that'd be rough.
Yeah. Are you getting air? You
are,
right?
no,
Okay.
are you kidding?
Yeah.
Ooh. That's good.
Yeah, you can move that thing around so it's on your face, or it's like a little.
Yeah. So we're doing that, right?
Yes, we are. So we have to find the frequency that we're going to have to use for VATSIM. Let me see if I can find it for you. Yeah, it's a little harder to do with this, but there's external programs. SimAware is one.
Because the charts have.
They have the real life frequencies, but sometimes it doesn't coincide with. If this was real life, yeah, just go by the chart.
Okay.
But being that it's VATSIM and you have controllers, and sometimes you have other controllers that aren't on, and.
Yeah. And like.
Looks like we have tower, Yeah, we have tower and we have center.
Or
So tower,
Vegas?
yeah. So tower for Vegas is 19.9. So this is your COM 1. This is your COM 2.
Okay.
We're going to talk to ATC on COM 1.
Okay.
We're going to use COM 2 for any auxiliary stuff, such as operations or emergency frequency, which the emergency frequency is 121.5.
Okay.
So we can have that. This is your active side, this is your standby side, right?
Yep.
Notated.
Yep.
And so in this case, since tower is the only guy up, there's no ground controller, there's no clearance delivery, we would basically set 119.90 in the active.
Charlie United
And then you can
2339.
hear- Now you can hear other. And then the approach controller is 135.0.
Southwest 359, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
Take direct clear for takeoff, Southwest 329.
You can hear him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We had a hard time before, it was a little saucy, you might have turned the volume up. But once the engines get going, it might get louder, so probably good to have it. Do you have the zero fuel weight, Fabian?
Yeah.
Is it in here now?
You pull it up there.
In the maintenance?
Get through the menu.
Wait. No. What is it? 112.7?
Yeah.
127.7?
Southwest 359, contact departure.
Alright, switching to departure, Southwest 329, good night.
Do you know what the reserves were? This is where we're having like a actual briefing, sim brief in front of us. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, she has it probably.
What do you, bring it?
You swipe up to switch to
Swipe up on like to switch apps,
Oh.
and then go to sim brief.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Then view as PDF.
Oh.
Oh, or you can have that. Yeah, that's fine.
And what were you, I'm sorry, what were you, oh,
F-
zero fuel weight?
FMC, if it's matched up, keep it going down. Keep going down. There's the reserve fuel. Go back up again. Go back.
Reserve fuel is
Yeah, go back up some more. There should be an FMC reserve fuel. There it is. 6.6. Yep, and then there's your zero fuel weight. 128.5.
0.5.
Is it off of the sim brief that you put the zero fuel weight? Yeah. So those are the same different. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what was it? 127.7, right? Yeah.
Oh.
And then FMC reserve is what, 6.6?
6.5. 6580.
So we just
6.6.
Yeah, we just take away 3.
Which format is this in? This is not
the Delta,
Lido.
This is the Delta format.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And we're gonna use the cost index. We're gonna go faster than 8.
Yeah, but
That's too slow. I use 69 as a default. We're
Okay.
going up to, what I like about this is all your stuff is right there. Like you don't have, Lido's kind of all over the place, to be
Okay.
honest, in my opinion.
Oh.
Some people like it, they know where they need to go, but and then what are the cruise winds? Go back up again to that same area. South of flight 10251.
oh, there.
Is that
Oh.
111? Okay, wow. Can't hear the Discord as much.
What do you?
It's really low.
The altitude, I mean, I put in 34 based.
Bring that over here. I'll show you some stuff.
I pulled off from Navigraph the 30 when I did the
So this
import.
sheet, this is kind of like we sign this and we give this to the gate agent. So really the briefing, the OFP starts right here. Flight number, date. This is the ship number, which is irrelevant. Release one.
Yep.
You got to make changes to it and change that. Then it has your time and route, 47 minutes. The time you're scheduled to leave, the time you're scheduled to arrive in LA. They say try to plan on landing around this time. That'll make the TV.
Oh.
That's what that is. This is just a bunch of code for ATC, the type of airplane, equipment capabilities. You know, that's all really for ATC. So you can kind of skip past it. Here's your elevation. So here's Vegas. Here's LA.
Yep.
Here's your flight plan right there.
Dated black.
There's your
Chat.
altitude.
Oh,
your
there it
winds,
is. Okay.
Temperature, plus 11. Again, another time and route. How many nautical miles this should add up to be. The planned true airspeed that they filed this at. How many passengers are anticipated. How much cargo is anticipated. The zero fuel weight. Your block fuel. Your min fuel for takeoff. That should give us the ramp weight. And then once you burn that taxi fuel, we should get the takeoff gross weight. FMC reserve fuel weight, which will be put in reserve. And then the landing weight that they're planning. And you have your cost index, and kind of this is how it's broken up with extra stuff. Like the trip's going to cost this much fuel. Your alternate, if you need to come back, is going to cost that much fuel. Reserve is there. It's your 30-minute reserve. Contingency, just extra fuel.
Okay. So it's saying a block fuel of 13.
There's your taxi.
2, but we're going. So is this what's planned and this is what we actually have? Is that how we
I
look
don't know
at
if
it?
he changed it. It just depends on what's on the airplane.
Yeah.
Can you put the fuel to like 13.4?
At a 2339 runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
Yeah.
Clear for takeoff for 26 right for United 23
So
from
sometimes I just say
49.
Right? I'm like,
that way.
right.
Or you can talk to each other. No? So do I need to go in here and do it? What's all the talking going on? Is that Twitch? So this is what ProSim is seeing.
Oh, okay.
So this is what the airplane right now is setting up. So I can change stuff here. Oh, it's already changed. He's changing it right there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have to hit execute or something, right? You have to unpause. Are we on pause? Is that Discord that's talking?
Yeah, but that sounds like shadow or something. Yeah, but say 19 too, that's a lot for Vegas. I mean, for LA, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a lot. Yeah, this thing burns about 6,000 pounds an hour, give or take. It's a good way to rule of thumb.
Okay.
So, you know, an hour flight, 6,000 pounds. 2-hour flight, 12,000 pounds, you know, give or take.
You go to see if it's showing the correct on your season, showing the correct
On this, yeah, this one's saying, yeah. Correct.
on the FMC on the weights.
Yeah. Oh, did you type in the CG? Yeah, the CG on there.
That is a good. You can make that right.
We can manually put this in, right? Yeah, because we could put, you know, 6.7. And then take the center fuel out.
Ah, there we go. And the master caution comes on just because like the
At a 2339 contact departure.
Playing in the sound.
Contact departure United 2349.
It sounds like somebody's like,
party.
switch. Okay. So this is just if we want to manually go into changing stuff. We can change weight, feel, things like that.
Like in PMDG, it would be FS actions, fuel,
Correct.
payload. Got
Exactly.
it.
Perfect. Yep. Yeah. All right. So that stuff is taken care of. Then we can carry on. I just want to make sure we got everything that we're supposed to have. Is that back to you? Does that make sense with the flight plan though? Like that second
Yeah.
page has pretty much everything you need.
Yep.
What comes after it is going to be NOTAMs and things like that, extra stuff. But as far as programming the FNC, that should all work out. So we got that. That was plus 11, I think it was. What's the temperature over here?
Currently in Vegas, it's
This is live, right?
woo, a balmy 33 Celsius.
33 Celsius?
Yes, it is. Like September, people. Yep. And we got a little wind action, both in Vegas and LA actually.
Tower, good evening, November 505, Tango Charlie, final runway 26 left.
November 505 Tango Charlie Vegas Tower, runway 26 left, clear to land, long landing approved.
Keeps left, clear to land and long landing approved. 505 Tango Charlie, thank you.
Okay. I got all my stuff done, I think here. We're good here. So let's see where you're at.
Alright, so obviously
You did this.
Celsius.
You did this.
Yes,
Right.
so I'm not ready for that
Yep.
yet. That's right.
Coming down here, nothing really messing there.
Yes.
Coming down here, usually the seatbelt sign would be the one thing that you
Right,
get
which I
there.
turn, yeah, and I put this to left because you're flying. I turned
Yeah,
on the
those.
window heats.
Yeah.
This doesn't come on yet.
Correct.
This, you turn that on, 'cause that's your-
Later. Yep.
Yep.
So that's the blinking red light.
Right.
That signifies that the engines are about to start or they're rotating. They're already operating.
Lets the ground crew know.
Does this let people know that there's people, like, this is a live plane? Like
That does.
this one? Oh, I thought that's when
Yeah.
like the engine's on versus like, it's not an empty plane, like there's people on or.
No,
2906 is right
having
for
the
taxi.
nav lights on
Spirit Wings
just knows that the
2906,
airplane's
runway
powered
26
up.
right, taxi via Charlie.
Meaning like you have electrical power on. That's about it.
26
Doesn't
right,
has to do with anybody
taxi
being
via
on the
Charlie
airplane.
for
It's
Spirit Wings
plugged in and
2906.
gets electrical power.
Okay. This is still like, my understanding is where it should be.
Yep.
I put in 34 as our altitude, 150 is the landing.
Yep.
Okay.
Vegas Tower, America West 906.
Okay.
Just have a
All
quick
right.
So
question.
now we're here.
What runway
Yes.
are you currently
Do
using
we have our
for
takeoff?
departing aircrafts?
Last calling
At
inspector
this
with
point
26
in
right.
time, normally you wouldn't because
26 right.
people
Oh,
are
okay,
still
we do
getting on the
difference.
airplane, so you don't know your final weight yet.
Oh,
But we can get back to that. The more important thing is setting up your courses, your heading, your
Okay.
initial altitudes, that kind of stuff.
All right. And initial altitude, wouldn't that be giving us to ATC? I mean,
Yep,
we
but you
go over
can
the top.
kind of, yeah, exactly. You can
right?
pre-game off of the departure.
Yep.
In this case, it's the Raider, and you can look at the top altitude and use that as a maybe as an initial go-to.
Okay.
But ultimately, what's going to dictate it is going to be whatever HC gives us.
Yes. 190 is the top, so.
Did Fabian tell you about this remote control panel? It's been kind of the bane of our sim, mainly because it'll freeze, so be ready for it, and that's why we have this down here.
I was noticing.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh.
So
That's
when
the
this
back one?
freezes, go to this, because it'll still register the knob turns, but it won't display
Oh, okay. Okay.
It'll take like a second or two.
November 5 Tango Charlie.
And,
Turn right
and the
at the
same
end.
thing for the
Taxi
buttons
parking
too. When you
via
press it, it
Alpha,
may not immediately have the
Delta,
green light on.
Hotel.
But if it shows the green
Cross
light there,
runway
then
19
it's
left
engaged.
and 19 right.
So that's kind of been our workaround for this, but
Right,
that's
Alpha, Delta, Hotel.
we're working on the
cross
issue,
runway
but
left and one
that's
runway
currently
right
what the
for
issue is with this.
505.
Am I correct to say that the heading is the runway heading we're taking off of? Or no?
Heading, yeah, that's a good baseline to start off with.
Right?
Yeah,
So I would put in 259?
yep, unless
you're
unless
going to go
ATC gives us
Right.
an assigned heading, which we can change it later. But from a starting point, from a pre-flight, set it to what you can expect, right?
Okay. Course, I haven't done course except for the arrival airport, the course heading. So,
why this is important is if in case you need to come back.
okay. And
So you want to set the courses to a runway that you would anticipate coming back to in
Right.
case of an emergency, which would be here, and probably going to be 26 left.
6 left.
So just use that course. You can just look at the runway course right there and just use that. Probably the same thing.
Right.
I mean, you could check the ILS too.
Right, that's what I was going to
Charlie
Yep,
West.
you can pull up the ILS.
Go ahead.
26 left.
Yeah.
We are going to signature, can it possible that's via Alpha,
So we
Delta,
set both of
cross
these to
runway
259. I'll do this side
01
if you want to
right,
do that one.
and 01 left, and continue hotel.
November 5 Tango Charlie. That's exactly what I gave you. Taxi via Alpha, Delta, Hotel, cross runway 19 left and 19 right.
Oh, perfect, thank you.
Okay, it'll end up some way back around. All right. All right.
Okay. All right. So top out to 19,000 or runway heading at 259.
Yep.
We don't. You said we don't know the speed yet,
Not yet.
but we would put that in once you have your V1, V2.
Yep.
We put that in.
Sometimes I'll just put like, because it's going to be somewhere in the 140s or 150s or 160s, so I'll just put like 150
Okay.
in there just as a guess. That way it's less knob turns to get it to the right one.
Okay. Flight director's
Yep. And remember, the flight director that has the MA is the person that's flying?
in. Right. And you turn that one on first.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That's pretty much it right there. That's all you can do.
Some people, like, I don't know if I heard you say that you don't like the VORs on or off.
I don't.
That's a preference.
That's a preference. So you have your nav display. You can have them off. You can have them on. Doesn't do
Okay.
anything. I personally have them off on my side. So
Okay.
so this
That's-
panel right here is yours to set up,
Gotcha.
and I would set up the way I want mine to be.
Right. Now, I heard about like a lot of times, if you say if it's bad weather and terrain, that maybe like you might have terrain on yours. And
Las Vegas Tower, United 1612, ILS 26 left.
Kind of cover both bases.
Yep.
United 1612 Vegas
Okay.
Tower runway 26 left, clear to land.
All right.
Clear to line 26 left, United 1612.
That.
Yeah. Do we want to? We should probably turn off FSTL because there's going to be a lot of fake traffic. No, but this is going to be all showing everybody and everybody. It'll show VATSIM, yeah. No, just yeah, just turn off FSTL, then let VATSIM do all the traffic generating. Yeah. Because I was just thinking that, I was like, we got a lot of airplanes. I'm like, wait a minute, this is FSTL. This is AI traffic. We're just going to probably get a bunch of TCAS.
I don't know. I feel like.
So we're done here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So moving down here,
Okay.
what's the one thing you think might have to...
RTO.
Yep, might as well do it right now.
Okay, so we
Yep.
can do it before we even push.
Yep.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, good.
Yep.
Um,
And that's exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see an amber light come on and go off. That's good. If the amber light stays on, you got to cycle it back and try to get it to go out,
okay.
or else you have a bigger problem.
And then I can't even reach that. Right?
So that's why those ones I do. But this the light test you would do. You would test the lights, make sure there's any bulbs out.
Yes.
Just kind of a,
Spirit
it's
Wings
not
2906
super in depth,
runway
but if you,
26
most of
right,
these
clear
bulbs
takeoff.
have 2 bulbs in it, so
Clear for takeoff,
even if
Spirit
one
Wings
goes out, the
2906.
other side will still illuminate it
Okay.
across. But
Right. Right on.
Yep.
Like I said, just the oxygen. Gears down.
Yep, we're coming down this way. We're looking for at least 16 quarts if we're going to do a long You can go down as 12, but let's just say
Oh,
for
is this for
oil quantity.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you got like at least 16 in there.
Okay.
We could set the trim to 5 because it's really way up right now. So you
Right.
could just, so you can hit the button. You
Oh,
can hit the trim switches.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Which was going
Yep. Push it forward.
both.
Yep. So normally that indicator is representing what this is, but this is not working. So we're
Okay.
using that.
Kind of want it. What was
About
the
5.
time? Okay.
We'll set it to 5, and then when we get the final numbers, we'll set the.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
And everything else is about right. Speed brake,
Is
you want to make
down.
sure it's down.
Brake is
And
down.
you would do your takeoff warning.
To push it up, and then once I hear so.
And we're not hearing the noise.
Is that like also kind of indicative? Of
Yeah, but
when
you
it's
should
gonna
get the
take off?
noise too.
Yeah.
Is the noises turned off, Fabian? Is it ProSim?
Because that would be
Biggest
part
tower.
Because that would be part of the checklist of closed, checked and closed.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Yeah, so you don't want to use that to kind of do this. You want to kind of go through it
Right.
like in a logical flow pattern.
Okay.
And then you use a checklist to kind of, if in
Check
case
it,
you miss
right,
anything,
because it's
then,
checking.
yeah,
that
exactly,
what
that's
you
checking
did.
it, yeah. You don't,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And the reason being is if you were to just line item go down and this and that, it takes way too long. Whereas if you do the flow and then do the checklist, it goes by a lot quicker, more efficient, that's what I'd say.
Gotcha. Okay.
There we go,
There you go.
that's the noise
So
you'd get.
yes,
Yep.
Alright.
So down, you check that,
Yep.
make sure this is
Flaps are
up, right?
Yep. And,
Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna go and set the parking brake,
Okay. I was gonna say. Set.
and then you come down to the fire test.
Yes. Which. That's still a little.
Sure. Here's the mnemonic to try to remember this thing.
Right.
5, 11, and 7. All right. Remember those 3.
5, 11, 7.
5, 11, 7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go to the left. You should get 5 lights here. Check out. Here's 1, 2, 3 up here. See it?
1,
This, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
Yep.
3 up there,
Yep.
2 down there. Right.
And then-
Now we're gonna go to the 11 part.
Okay.
Should get 6 down here, 5 up there,
Okay.
and you should be able to cancel the fire warning.
Got it.
All right.
Either
That's-
side would cancel?
Yep.
Or yours?
Yep.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay. Got
Doesn't
it.
matter.
And then let go.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's 11.
Right. And then
These aren't really counted as that. They're just checking to make sure they light up.
10.
The 7 is down here, but it's not working.
Okay.
So it would turn on. It would get fire lights. You get 7 lights, but
Can I just try that again real quick?
yep.
All right. So.
Yep.
3, 4, 5. Let go. And this side. Hold. Look.
Yep. We check the squibs. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one we're just simulating a fault. The second one we're simulating a fire, and that's why the fire bells come on.
Oh, okay.
But 5, 11, 7, the 7 we're just not working with it right now. This panel's, you would get these lights, this light, I forget. Again, without it actually coming on, it's hard for me to remember exactly, and I don't want to steer you wrong, but there'll be 7 lights that come on when you press this button.
Okay.
Yep. So then you go there, and then you set your radios and transponders. So the way we set up
What's
the
our
radio,
squawk? Yeah.
we haven't gotten a clearance yet,
Okay.
so we don't know.
And this should be in standby, shouldn't it?
Yep. Sure enough.
Standby. Would I do
Yeah.
the test? Or no?
On, what's that? We're on Twitch?
What?
Do we have a Twitch? Are you going to monitor the Twitch chat? Okay. You probably, it's going to be all technical questions anyway, so I'll let you.
Can you tell them, be gentle? I'm.
Just put
I'm new.
first, sim pilot and real pilot fly a 737. There you go.
A newbie and a captain.
Yep.
Together.
Yep. All right. So just let's finish off where we were.
Yes.
So the way we're going to set these radios, I told you emergency frequency if you have nothing else to put in number 2. Number 1's going to be where we're going to do all the talking.
Right.
Right? So this is going to be VATSIM. So if we have a ground frequency, we want to have that inactive, then the tower.
Yep.
If we have a departure frequency, we'd put it right here.
Oh, okay.
All right, and here's
Departure.
and I'm going to tell you this is the reason why.
Okay.
Once we push out in the order of events, right, we push back with ground, we get the taxi clearance, we get to the runway, we switch to tower, right?
Right.
So having the tower here makes sense because you would just switch it over. Well, the next guy you talk to after takeoff is who?
Departure. He's contact
Right,
departure.
but we
on-
don't have 3 places to put it. So we put that here as just a reminder because this is just a standby.
Oh, okay.
So we can look down and go, oh, 127.0. As you're approaching the end of the runway and you put the tower up,
Then
go
you
ahead and
put
just
in the-
dial in the numbers that you see right there.
okay.
So then when we take off and they say contact departure, you just hit the
Switch.
switch and then you're done.
You're flying, so I would hit the switch.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, makes
Yep.
sense.
So ground, tower, departure. If you have it. In our case, we already have tower. We don't have a ground, and we have departure in already
Okay.
because we just don't have a ground frequency. So we can put much as we want.
Okay.
All right. Nav radio wise.
Right.
So these are what's called MMRs.
Mm-hmm.
PMDG has different variants. It has the
Right.
old variant. This is the newer one than
Yep.
MMRs.
Yep.
So the first thing you want to notice is what kind of a radio it's set up for. Right now it's an ILS. What we want to do to see all these dots and stuff here?
Right.
These are frequencies that we're not using for the takeoff,
Right.
right? So there is a frequency that is not used for anything. It's called a dead frequency. And it's set up as a VOR 1080.
Okay.
So we want to change the mode to VOR. There's 1080, it's already there from my previous flight, I guess.
Okay.
And then bring that to active and notice what happens. All that stuff is decluttered and it's not on yours because you haven't done it. So flip yours to active
Okay.
and you'll notice your little diamonds and stuff go away too.
Right.
And this is good just to have less things that you don't want things that you're not using up here, right? Because this is something that you're looking at a lot.
Right.
You don't want distraction. So from a personal technique and just as a professional thing, just have 1080 VOR up in the active if you're not using any frequency.
Okay. And then the
So-
ILS and standby will be for our approach runway. Once
Yep.
and then we
But in this stage of the game, what would be more beneficial would be if we wanted to come back here.
Which is
So that ILS
26.
frequency for 26 left would be a good idea to have in, right?
Right.
You may not always have it, right? It may be a GPS to come back, in which case it doesn't matter.
Right.
But since we do have something that we could use, might as well.
11.5.
So yep,
Which is that's what it is.
exactly. So that's
Okay.
what you would set.
Ah, okay. And then at what point is it after cruise where you would tune into the
LA ones, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. All right. Okay.
yep. Nothing really to do here other than typing in the departure frequency. If we had the squawk, we would type it here. You would check this actually does work, so we could do rudder and aileron trim, but it's going to be slightly to the right. I think we found that tracks straight,
Okay.
so that's 0. I don't know. Pavement has to kind of
in the check
pre and
That's
0,
0.
right? So
is what
the other
you
thing
want.
is this. So this aileron trim, I don't know if it works, but it does work a little bit, yeah. So you want to make sure that the little line is lined up with the crease of the yoke. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So you kind of want to wiggle it around a little bit and then see where it settles and make sure, yeah.
Like it's like
Like
one-
watch. So
1
this would be
degree
bad, right? So that's
yeah,
bad.
That is bad. Yeah.
So you would kind of bring it over to her and then kind of let go and kind of give it a little jiggle to see if it settles there with the
And is
slack.
that for both?
Yep.
Huh. Oh, okay.
It's okay. I know it's a lot of information, and
Yeah.
we're just kind of
No,
covering
but it
it.
still kind of freaks me that like 21st century.
Yeah.
Like, jiggle the. What?
Sure. Yeah.
Like, okay. Oh, is that nighttime already?
Oh, you put it on real time?
Huh? Oh, well, no. I fly real time whenever. Like, so.
Yeah,
goes
I think.
somewhere it's night,
Yeah,
as
right.
well.
I'm the same way too.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah. Real
I think he's doing it for the stream.
Oh, okay.
I think sunset's this perfect for streaming.
Yeah, because it's
Put like sunset, like 5. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine.
all right.
All right, so that pretty much is everything.
Okay.
So again, here,
Yep.
here,
Yeah.
Here, just work the columns, go across, come down the center, do your tests, check these. If the parking brake hasn't been set, you can tell the captain if he wants. Can you set the parking brake? Because it is harder for you to set it.
Okay.
Do your tests, do your radios, do the nav radios, do this transponder, and we're good to go. And I did my stuff with the FMCs, and this is where we would check each other's work,
right.
essentially.
So like to see the legs, like, could I
Yep.
look on
So
my
go to
side,
FMC.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
And then go to
little bit
legs. Go to legs.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, so yeah, and I can check to see if there's any like discounts.
The way I start up is I go here to Prague. I look
Oh.
to see if the mileage is right. If this thing says 1,500, we're only supposed to go
Vegas Tower,
2,250.
America West 906,
Something's wrong.
taxi to the runway.
That's the first indicator.
America West 906.
So I start from down here and I go up and over. So I come up, I check the speeds.
Taxi to 26 left
I
via
see if
Charlie
they're
from America West
reasonable.
906.
I mean,
America West
799 is a little
906
fast, but
negative,
that's
runway
fine.
26 right, taxi via
Then
Charlie.
I check the route.
26
And
right,
so
taxi
we
via
should
Charlie from
have
America West 906.
LA to, Vegas to LAX.
Yep.
Off of 26
America
right,
West
Raider 2,
906,
black, Backman
squawk
Angel 4, 24
4614.
left.
4614
If
for
there's
America
any
West
discons,
906.
I want to be able to account for it. If
And
not,
you look at it through the route, not legs.
correct. Because
okay.
that's going to jive with your flight plan.
Okay.
The legs are going to be more things, right? You have to go through.
Right. Yeah.
But I do go back to legs for the
Okay.
departure. All right. So then I go to the init ref and I go to the perf init, make sure everything's kind of filled out that we need to fill out. Any open box items, right? You notice like some of them have dashes, some of them have like squares, open
Squares
boxes.
is you need to fill in.
Correct. That's exactly
Dash
right.
are
Yep.
optional.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. So we're going to make sure we got all the open boxes covered.
Right.
Um,
So like, you're doing.
so I
take
put in
CO.
some. Yeah, I just put in some hypothetical numbers. I
Right.
did put the temperature, the actual OAT, because it was an open box.
But you're selecting what is it? So that TO is like toga takeoff, right? Flaps 1.
So, okay, without comparing to Airbus, it's a little different on this. So,
I know, right?
so you got to take away the Airbus knowledge here. So this airplane has what's known as double D rates. You have a temperature outside, right?
Yep.
Whatever the aircraft temperature is. So in this case, it's 30 degrees.
Yep.
And that'll give you 100% N1 if we put it 33 degrees in full TO. But we like to set a higher temperature than the outside, so the
Vegas
takeoff
Tower, Southwest 1280.
N1 is less than 100. It kind
John
of
Wayne.
saves the engines.
Southwest 1280.
In real life, all this
departure
stuff is
point.
calculated to give you, kind of a best
Southwest 1280 before you go
optimum
to John
engine
Wayne,
life
LA.
versus giving you the power that you need to make all the stuff that you have to do.
Okay.
So normally they're in the 40s, so I just put TO 40 in there.
Okay.
The other thing is these, so TO, TO1,
Right.
TO2.
Southwest 1280. I have a
You
flight
notice
plan
there's
going to
numbers
LA. Verify you're
associated,
going to John Wayne.
26K, 24K, 22K.
Okay.
So that correlates to the thrust of the engines putting out. Full power on this is 26,000 pounds,
Right.
but we can do a 2,000 pound D rate to
Southwest
that,
1280.
to TO1. Another
Southwest
2,000
1280,
brings
can you
to
hear me?
22,000 pounds
Negative,
of
I
thrust,
just heard you
it's
now, say
TO2.
again.
Right.
So these are
I
what's
said
known
you
as
had it
fixed
correct.
D
You are
rates.
going to
Then we have
Los
the assumed
Angeles.
temperature D
That
rate.
was
So
okay.
this is the
Thanks.
double D rate comes into
okay.
play. So we're using both of these to try to save engine life, but still have enough adequate thrust to take off.
Because you've selected
Yep.
the TO.
Normally you'll get a printout when you get your final numbers and everything. You'll get a printout with it's going to be either TO1, TO, whatever it is. It'll kind of tell you, and you kind of make sure that it sounds reasonable to you, right? And you can always bump it up. If there's wind shear in the forecast, then just go with TO.
Right.
Right, no D rates at all. Just go full TO. Yep.
Get out of there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Does that make sense? And the same thing. The climbs also have D rates.
Yes.
So again, it's just to save engine life, because in the real life these engines are multi-million-dollar items, and so they track the temperature cycles and how hot they get. And if you don't need full takeoff, it's not like a small Cessna where you're always going full power.
Right.
You're usually trying to manage the EGT temperature to where it's going to save the engine
Right.
from having to get
Have a nice long runway.
right.
Time,
Exactly. You got a long runway. Use more runway to get up to speed versus all the thrust to accelerate faster.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing.
Burbank.
Mike, closer to the mouth.
Oops.
Yeah, make sure it's like close to your mouth.
It was too close? Oh.
So what you should do is you should put this one and then take that one and over.
Yep.
There you can hear, then you can hear me from like this, and then you can also hear ATC on the right.
Yep.
That's kind of a...
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Climb, derates, all that. The next thing is flaps.
Yes.
More flaps are going to give you more lift, but it's also going to give you more drag. If you have a long runway, 10,000 feet or more, flaps 1 will do the trick, no problem on this airplane.
Okay.
5 is probably a good safe bet if you're not sure.
That's what I.
If things
normally
started
do.
getting shorter and depending on the weight, so there's a bunch of different things. There's the slope of the runway, there's the length of the runway, the temperature outside, right? Because if it's hotter, the engines don't perform as good, so you need, there's different factors that go into this. And usually when you send out your numbers, it knows which runway you're taking off. It knows the slope, it knows the outside temperature based off the ATIS, and it knows the weight based on what you finally gave it, and then it'll spit out all this stuff to you.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do for WorldFlight is I haven't quite come up with a final thing with it. We were hoping to find a good calculator that works well. We haven't found it yet. So what we're going to probably do is just set up a chart and say, like, if the runway is this and the temperature's between this, just go with flaps 1 and then whatever speeds it spits out,
Okay.
kind of thing. I don't want you going off the end of the runway trying to take off, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be full TO all the time.
Right.
Right? In the Airbus world, it's always flex. 99% of the time,
Yeah.
very rarely do you go full toga. So same thing on this thing. You're typically always doing a derate of temperature at a minimum, if not TO1 and a temperature sometimes.
Okay. All right. And so.
Speeds.
Yep. And 150 is then the.
Hey, people, did anybody explain to you what these speeds and what they mean?
So yeah, V1 is at the point where you should be taking off, and it's at the point where you need to take off because you won't have enough runway left to slow down. Is that correct? At
America West
V1?
906, runway 26, right, clear for takeoff.
It's a decision speed.
Decision speed.
So the decision is whether or not
Clear for
you're going to
takeoff,
go
runway
airborne
26 right
or
for
you're going to
America
abort the
West
takeoff
So you
on the
can
runway.
abort if you hit V1. I thought
Before V1.
Before, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
V1 is like,
V1 is you're committed.
go.
Yep.
all right.
And that's the same reason why when we take off, my hands will be on the throttle. When you call V1, my hand comes off the throttle. Just say it's a kind of a muscle reminder that we are
Okay.
committed to go. Rotation, VR is your rotation speed.
Disregard that.
And then
That's the
this
speed we start actually rotating the aircraft
Right.
to a takeoff pitch attitude.
And V2 is the where you can safely take off with one engine out.
Correct. Single engine safety speed. Yep.
Okay.
That you'll still be able to meet the criteria. They call it TERPS criteria,
Okay.
where they kind of calculate out that you're going to clear a 35-foot obstacle this many feet off the runway and all that stuff. There's a lot of engineering that goes into it, but yeah, like you said, single engine safety speed is what that is. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. CG trim, you kind of
Right.
have an idea. So, yeah. So in this case, our speed is 150.
Yep.
We can set the trim to 5.7. Okay. All right. Enough of this stuff, right?
Yep.
Checked it. Does it look good to you here?
Looks good to me.
These routes. All right. Let's get a clearance
no
now.
discon.
So, how are you with getting clearances?
Me?
Yeah.
Again, I'm a newbie to VATSIM.
Sure.
I'll tell you that, all right? So,
So we're connected to VATSIM.
What's our call sign?
Delta 1004. It's going to be the same call sign for the entire event.
All right.
If you're not using it now, just get used to it because
Right,
it's not going to change. It's-
Okay, good.
Right here is a reminder on your client is
perfect,
1004. You can have a piece of paper that helps too on this little clip.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any scratch
America West
papers,
906, contact departure.
Fabian?
Contact departure 135 for America West 906.
Do we have any just blank piece of paper?
Ah!
Careful.
All right, there's no clip on my thing.
No, you just got to kind of set it.
Yeah.
Oh, you have it? It's
All right.
working? Oh. Okay, yeah.
All right, so
So I'm going to give you a piece of paper,
I'm
and we need some pens.
You tell me if this sounds okay. So I would say, this Vegas. Well, who's on? Wait, this is
Just say Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Las Vegas, Delta 1004 requesting.
So you can put this thing underneath that clip right there. Yeah.
Aw. Las Vegas,
Vegas Tower, Southwest 1280, ready for push
Delta
and start.
1004, requesting IFR
Southwest 1280
clearance.
advised ready for taxi.
Or it doesn't matter?
Doesn't
Just say
matter.
request clearance to
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, not LAX, but Los Angeles.
Yep, and then you typically want to tell them the ATIS that we have
Right,
too.
and I'd say, and I have
What's the
ATIS
ATIS?
Info Zulu.
Is
We
that
have
per?
Zulu.
Yep, per.
Uh,
That's based on VATSIM.
55 minutes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Information
Yankee. All right, so.
What is the altimeter? 29982.
Where is it? Track.
A29982.
Yeah, 2982.
So let's go and set that too while we have it.
And we set our individual, yeah?
Yeah. So here's how you're gonna say it. First, you're gonna call them up.
Okay.
All right. First, you're gonna call up. Say, just get their attention if they're busy. Just say, Las Vegas, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Delta 1004 clearance to Los Angeles with information Yankee.
Information, Yankee.
And then be ready to write down. You got a pen?
I have one pen. You want to write it down?
Do you have a pen?
Another pen?
Yeah.
Fine.
I'll get it. It's a good idea to just have a pen.
Okay. And it's the up to talk, the up button.
Yeah.
All right. So do it now.
Now let me get a pen.
Oh. Okay.
So I can follow along with you in case
Good.
it changes.
Good. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't hear anyone, so I don't want to step on anyone, so I'm not. All right. Delta 1004. Delta, Las Vegas. This is Delta 1004 requesting clearance to Los Angeles with information Yankee.
You're ready. Let's see.
All right.
Sounded right.
Okay, good.
Delta 1004 Vegas Tower safe position.
Oh,
We're at
shit.
gate D40.
Delta 1004 at gate D Delta 40.
Delta 1004, I don't see you. Disconnect and reconnect.
Okay. I'll do that.
We'll do that.
Did you file it?
So we're
we don't see you or something.
said we're like disconnected to
You
reconnect.
said disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah. We should probably put also when we file that we're like a full cockpit, you know, like in the notes.
You think they don't see that?
Oh, turn off the observer mode. Yeah, there we go. I'll try that.
So run the clearance.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, Delta 1004, requesting clearance to Los Angeles. Have information at gate Delta 40.
Tower expect a PDC.
Oh,
All right, he's gonna give us a PDC, so it's
How does
gonna
he do
pop up
that?
here. It's gonna pop up here.
okay.
We probably need a mouse or something here.
Yeah.
And what is the PDC?
So
Just
it's
need
a
to scroll.
pre-departure clearance.
Oh, okay.
So it should pop up on a little tab
Oh, okay.
from him. There it is right there. So go and click that tab, and then there it is. There's your messages.
Black Shadow Angel, climb via SID. Expect to, is that 80?
Spec 280, 5
minutes after departure. Departure frequency is it. And ground control is on
All right.
11, not which we have. The message. So anything else? When ready. So contact control
So we
on
need to start-
119 when
We need
ready
to start
for taxi.
taking this stuff and putting the stuff that we have. So the beacon code is your transponder, 4635. We can start with that.
Oh, okay. Four, 6, 3, 5, you said?
Yeah.
Four, 6, 3, 5.
Then we're looking to make sure everything else. So we'll read that to each other. Climb via the SID, which we said was 190, right?
Yep.
Expecting 280, so they must have changed our final altitude. So we should probably change that.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Vegas
change it
ground,
right here.
Southwest 1280, ready for
Put-
taxi.
Change that down here.
Yep.
Landing altitude.
280.
Yep.
Then there's no departure frequency. Contact ground 119.9 when ready to taxi.
Which is in the box right there.
Yep. Yep, that's it. And then I say east departure because 35-0 is which we have right there anyway, so.
Okay.
So usually what you would do is when we get a clearance like that, you as pilot monitor would read to the pilot flying and we'll make sure that we have this in here.
Okay.
So you would just read the route out.
Okay, so I would say Las Vegas Raider 2
Yep,
to
so
black.
we got Las Vegas Raider 2 to black.
Then Shatner, direct to Shatner.
Las Vegas Tower, Southwest 1280, comms
I
check.
got Hackman, but let me just delete that then. Shatner, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Angel 4 arrival.
Okay, Angel 4 arrival.
Yep.
Then climb via, and all that's good. 280.
Yeah. That's what I have in the charts here too. Is
I'll show you some things. Can you pull up that OFP?
Yep.
One that you had.
Oop, oop. What
Go
happened
back
to
out. Let's see.
I thought it was.
That one, yeah. Alright, so a couple numbers that I like to keep track of.
Mm-hmm.
I like to keep track of the fuel that we need. Is 13.2. Then the min fuel for takeoff.
Is 12709.
So 12.7.
Yep.
And then the landing fuel, which we're supposed to land into landing fuel destination, about 8.1. Those are things that I like to keep track of. The other thing I like to also keep track of is the alternate we're going to.
Aerial?
So here it is, destination alternate, no, Vegas. So
Interesting.
I just put LAS. And then I keep track of the flight time, 47 minutes, and then the actual flight number, Delta 1004.
And let me ask you a question.
So this is kind of how I do it. Now some people change this all up. They put, there's all different sorts of ways. This is, to me, it's just an easy way, simple for me.
But will these fuels stay like this? Because this was based off of cost index 8. Like, be a
Good
little
question. Yeah.
difference
On a
'cause
longer
we're-
flight, probably.
Okay.
It's something we can keep track of and we can adjust
It
for.
looks like the audio
Okay.
broke. Southwest
Because we
1280,
put in
runway
the cost
26 right,
indexes.
taxi via
Yeah,
Charlie.
your initial fuel that you start off with is going to be the same,
Right.
but your landing fuel might change a little
Delta
bit based on
1004,
cost
did you say
index.
something?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, good question though.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so we got that. We got that. This is that part where we got to do the briefings. So I'm going to
Looks like
go
there's
ahead and get the APU online
Okay.
since we're thinking about it, because it's going to. I'm going to try to run through this as quick as I can. So as a
Right. And you do that?
doesn't
Or it
matter.
doesn't okay. All right.
Since I said it, I'm trying to do it, but
Okay.
don't know why the APU is not coming on.
ATC was calling you guys.
Oh.
Delta 1004, go ahead.
Delta 1004, did you call? The audio was down for about a minute.
We did not. No.
Roger.
Thanks, John.
So this is the dial we
Why is
want
it
to,
the APU is not coming on? Is it ProSim frozen? Generally, you'll get a little spike and then it goes up in oil light. Yeah. ProSim? Let me see.
Vegas Tower, American 1763, 5 mile, 26 left.
American 1763, Vegas Tower, runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear land, American 1763.
All right, passengers. Busted plane. We're gonna have to deplane.
I don't say that.
Right? Like,
Well, I mean, in the real world, we can take off with without an APU. It's like it makes our life more difficult, but it's possible.
United 1612, Vegas departure, runway 26 right, taxi via Charlie, follow the Southwest 737 coming right to left on Charlie.
26 right via Charlie, follow Southwest 737, United 1612.
happening.
He's messing with it.
Yeah.
Just close your eyes. Hopefully things will
Nothing
be
to see
back.
here, nothing to see.
Nothing to see. Not yet.
Vegas Tower, good evening, number 505, Tango Charlie.
Number 505, Tango Charlie, Vegas Tower, SIG.
We are seeing that you're requesting clearance 2 boys, we need for Yankee. 505 Tango Charlie.
Number 5 Tango Charlie, expect PDC, runway 19 right.
Stack banana and PDC for Tango Charlie.
Yep, there you go.
Southwest 1280, runway 26
Oh,
right,
wait,
clear for
it'll
takeoff.
come up.
Clear for takeoff, 26 right, Southwest 1280.
Oh. Oh, what? What is that?
Oh, a raid. Oh.
I don't even know. Is that Twitch talk?
All right. Now we're cooking gas.
Like we got a raid. I was like, what does that mean?
Like
Who's
raid.
raiding us? Alright.
1763 is off on Alpha 5 for the American gates on the way there.
Before we
American
ask for taxi, though,
1763,
we
hold
need
short
to
runway
do
26
our...
right at
Well,
Alpha
first we
5.
need
We
to
gotta
do
do the
our
briefings, yeah.
briefing.
So since I'm pilot flying, I got some briefings to do.
1763.
So you get to get out of the briefing side today.
Thank God. I mean, oh. You're sorry, I like it.
There.
When to sleep.
Alright. So first things first, we're gonna talk about the weather.
Yes.
And so we looked at Vegas. Where did you get to the weather on there?
Go to charts.
Airport weather, yeah. Oh. We had information, Yankee.
You go to... Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's weird. What is this? Did it change? I guess it did.
Both on Yankee now?
Yeah, the winds are
Are
better
they
now, so...
American 1763,
no,
taxi
they're
departing
not.
via Bravo, cross
Yankee,
runway 26 right.
Doesn't have anything.
Bravo and cross 26 right, American 1763.
Alright, so we're just gonna go off the real
Southwest
life.
1280,
Yeah.
contact LA Center.
Don't know what the VATSIM ATIS is, but
Contacting LA Center,
220 at
Southwest
7. It's not bad.
And
Temperature's
Southwest
dropped a
1280, I'm
little
not sure
bit.
if you're PDC,
2982 is the altimeter. They're departing
132.62.
26 left, 19 right.
132.62,
Probably gonna get
Southwest
26 left
1280,
just
thanks.
because of the way we're going.
Wait, aren't we taking off on 26, right?
Sorry, 26 right, yeah.
Yep.
That is 1612, runway
Departing
26 right,
26
clear for
right.
takeoff.
Yep. So, but versus the 19s, which is on way on the other
26
side.
right, 1612, and we copy the departure
So
change.
that's the weather. The NOTAMs wise, I'm gonna look here, information, NOTAMs. Usually I like to just kind of breeze through it in here. So when I go through this section, so
Good gosh.
that's kind of like a nav. Well, this is just kind of a nav log, what they call it. So there's Vegas, our fixes on Vegas, and then like, you know, our lat longs for it, the speed we'll be planned at, how many minutes between each fix, the fuel we're supposed to have for each fix, you know.
Yep.
On a longer flight, this is definitely more important. You can keep track of how your fuel burn is as opposed to what it was planned at. So these are your winds right here, your en route winds. You can kind of get an idea of like, okay, if we're going westerly, we're gonna have some headwinds. Descent winds, then your NOTAMs. Company NOTAMs would be like any specific to your airline, and then these NOTAMs are set up from taking off and then arrival. So departure ones here. You got some taxiway stuff. Usually at towered airports, taxi closures, it's good to know about them, but tower is going to usually give you around it, and you're going to see a bunch of cones and blinky red lights and stuff, so not
Southwest
as
30,
important.
98 Vegas, tower
Same
take.
thing with obstructions and poles. You're in a turbojet aircraft, you're going to be able to clear all the terrain real easy.
Southwest 30,
It's not a
98,
huge
expect
factor.
PDC.
It's more, you got to remember, a lot of these NOTAMs are set up for any airplane, so any capabilities.
That is
a Cessna
1612, contact
152
LA
to,
Center. Good night.
you know, to
No,
Boeing
center,
747.
1612,
So
good night.
as a turbojet, you're not as concerned too much. Maybe some taxiway closures if you're going, the ones that are affecting you to the runway, but the only way to know that is to kind of have this and then also have your charts up side by side. But for time's sake, we're just going to go through here. It's flight sim, everything's working, right?
Right.
Alright. Let's get into the charts. So we talked about the weather, we talked about the NOTAMs. The next thing is how we're going to tell a story of how we're going to get to where we're departing out of here.
Right.
So we are down here at gate D40, right here on the corner. So we're gonna initially push out of here, either this way or this way, I don't care. We're gonna go out probably one of these spots, spot 5 or 6. We're gonna probably join Charlie.
Yep.
That's gonna take us all the way around to the end of the runway. Couple things to be watching out for here would be hot spots.
Yeah.
Hot spots are annotated like that right there. So if there was something on the way, kind of maybe investigate further if it applies to you. But usually it tells you what the hot spot is right here. So.
Question.
Yeah.
When you say to the end of the runway, difference of like dasheteer
Yep.
versus like could you theoretically go to 2?
So in a real life situation, Alpha 2, you would have to have numbers specific to Alpha 2. So you'd have to know how much of a difference in feet this is to here to here. ProSim does not have the capability. If you look in this section here, you don't have the capability to set that.
Okay.
Normally it would be down here on the right.
Okay.
You either can put in a fixed amount of feet, or you can put an intersection itself and it would know that distance, and then it would give you the, again, it would crunch all the numbers and tell you the flaps and tell you the V speeds. But legally you're not allowed to, if you're using full length numbers, you're not allowed to just take an intersection without running through. And remember that box item is performance changes, so that would be a performance change that you would have to run through again with box items. So, but a good question.
So world flight, we're always going to...
We're going to go to the end.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Okay.
Anyway, so we got a long runway,
Yeah.
14,500 feet. I'm not too concerned with it. We're going to take off on the Raider 2.
Yep.
Verified the fixes and altitudes. They should coincide with this right here, right? So the first fix is Rudy, and then we go out to Cells, but Cells has that 14,000, or sorry, 8,000 and below. So that's you're just kind of making sure that all these are in the FMC that are also in.
And Rudy is to be above 4,000.
Yep.
But be below.
Yep, and it says right there, max 230. That should be no problem. 8,000 might get you. If you're light, you might climb up there fast. Right? Remember, this is a jet, so depending on the weight and stuff and the power and the temperatures, you might hit that. So that's something to be concerned, because you want to be able to anticipate that low-level capture, and the airplane is going to, throttle back. If it doesn't do it, if you're not in VNAV, it's not going to do it.
Right.
As long as you stay in VNAV, it'll do it for you.
Yep.
All right, then Raider above 13, and then we kind of just go out from there to Shatner, right?
Yes.
So there's nothing. So all the fixes and altitudes and speeds are in the FMC according to the departure. Cells 8,000, maybe something to kind of look at when we're going. Top altitude is 190, which is what we're cleared for. And then so that's kind of the story that we just gave from gate to the runway to taking off.
Yep.
The next thing is going to be any kind of contingency stuff, aborts, abnormals. So we'll start with the first abort scenario would be on the runway when we're taking off. And if you know that there's, if Nate's kind of taught you, it's going to be 3 segments to this. Anything below 80 knots to V1, and then after V1, what you're going to do, right? That's the 3 segmented takeoff scenario here. So if we have anything that happens below 80 knots, just call out what you see. I'll make the appropriate decision to abort or continue, and we'll go. 80 knots to V1, the only things we're going to abort for is an engine failure, any kind of fire, wind shear, or if the aircraft's unsafe to fly. Some people say fire, fear, shear, something like that to remember this. I just kind of spell it all out.
Yep.
Personal technique. All right, so those are the 4 things. After V1, we're committed to going airborne. We'll get it airborne, fly around, work out the issue if we need to away from the terrain, which there is terrain in this area.
Yep.
So in this area, probably staying out to the north would probably be the better way to stay away from terrain, or just close up in the south area, but we don't want to get too far west, right? That's something to be aware of. If we have plenty of time, we'll work out the issue and then come back when we need to. Alternate scenario would be if we don't have time, I'm going to probably give you the aircraft and the radios, and you're going to just fly us around, declare the emergency, and we'll run through checklists and get the airplane back on the ground as quick as we can, safely as we can, while I work out the problem and work with the flight attendants and that kind of stuff. That's captain stuff, right? FOY is you're going to be flying the plane. Alright, back to the scenario where we abort on the ground. If we have to do an abort, right? I'll say, abort, I have the aircraft in case you're flying. I'll bring the throttle, I'll disconnect the auto throttle, bring it down to idle, pull the reversers. You're going to look for the speed brakes to come up, and you're going to also call out when you see 80 knots slowing down, right?
Okay.
Figure out why we aborted, kind of take a deep breath. You're going to tell the tower to roll the fire trucks if we're in that high speed regime after 80 knots. Tell them we aborted, we need a minute, and then we would tell the passengers or flight attendants that, hey, stay seated while we figure out what's going on. At that point, it can go many different ways. So you would have to pull out the book, figure out why you aborted, and then go from there. A couple things to note, evacuation. If it ends up being to evacuation, the evacuation is usually in the back of the QR8, so we'd go into that. I would typically, as a captain, as you're doing those call-outs, I'm going to stow the speed brakes, I'll set the flaps to 40 in case we need to evacuate. I'll probably get the APU on, and then check to see if anybody's already gotten outdoors. They may not hear you, they may not listen to you. So that's kind of, this is like real world. I mean, yes, we're being in the simulator today, but that's kind of the stuff you have to be thinking on the mindset, right? On the what ifs.
Official aircraft Vegas
so
tower
everybody
is
has
closed for further request. Contact LA Center 132.62.
Okay, he's gone. 3262.
Question.
Yep.
Is this trim wheel sensitive enough where if you accidentally like bump your leg,
It's not a question of your leg messing this up. It's this taking out your leg.
Oh.
So keep your knee clear of that thing, because when it starts turning, it's gonna turn, and if your leg's there, if this is out, you know. Against it, because if it'll move on its own.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those things.
I knew that. Or I just put on the honeycomb if you accidentally like, no, it sets off the auto. Like,
no, you have to do some serious force to disengage that.
Okay, all right.
All right. So we talked about the weather. We talked about our plan to the runway. We talked about the abort stuff, right?
Yep.
The next thing would be like the route of flight. We already got the clearance. We know what we're doing. 8C just went down, so we're going to LA Center now for everything.
Okay.
And then the other.
Set your 1981 runway 19 right, clear to land.
So.
Land 19 right.
Terrain and transition altitude would be the next thing. So in the U.S., 18,000 transition altitude. In other places in the world, it might be different, right? You know where that's at on the chart, right?
Yep, and it will be different.
Yeah, it will be different world flight. So be looking out for that. Terrain-wise, we know it's daytime. We can see the terrain, but we know where most of the terrain is. It's kind of out to the west and a little bit out to the south. So as long as we stay away from that, we also got terrain mode that we can use to mitigate that too.
Right.
And then the last thing would be any kind of special things we want to add, right? If you have isms that you want to talk about that you want me to do, or vice versa. I mean, or if there's any special stuff as far as engine out procedures, but we're not going to go too technical into that.
Okay.
That's in too deep into the weeds, and so we're going to try to keep it more kosher and easier to follow. Does that kind of all make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And as far as even the abort stuff, you know, that's going to be a captain thing. Just kind of get used to that 3-segment thing. That's the only thing I really want you to take away from that. Because that's how if you notice, the call-outs are set up that way. 80 knots, throttle, hold, thrust number. That's phase 1 is over, now you're in phase 2, right? Then V1 rotate, now you're airborne. So like, that's to kind of keep you aware of where you are in the scenario.
80 knots neutral on the yoke. I mean, are you actually?
The airplane up, so you do add a little downforce, just so you can
you hear me?
keep the
I hear you now,
nose
5x5. Requesting a top altitude for the cruise 270 from our...
Yeah, at 80 you start relaxing.
Southwest 1000, I have your request radar contact, lost state position and altitude.
Neutral, and then as you're approaching V1 rotate, that's when you're starting to apply the back.
Southwest 1000, we're identing now, and also we are altitude flight level 250.
Some people are loud, some people are quiet, I don't know. It's a VATSIM for you.
Southwest 1000, verify squawking 4647.
Request taxi or no?
We'll request a pushback, but we gotta get some stuff to
4647,
accomplish first
Southwest
before that.
1000.
Pre-flight. So any questions on any of the briefings? I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I think we covered all the items. You can pull out the briefing guide if you want as kind of a helpful tool.
Southwest 1000, radar contact, climb maintain flight level 290.
Flight level 290, Southwest 1000.
Giant 54 descend via the Rounders 2 arrival, runway 26 left, the Las Vegas altimeter 2982.
Altimeter 2982, 26
the call outs.
left,
There's
via
another one with
Rounders
the
2
colored
arrival,
one.
Giant 54.
Yep.
Just want to make sure we got all the items. Yeah.
Center exit jet 1981 vacated 19 right.
So NOTAMs wins, taxi plan,
It's at
departure,
1981, thanks,
transition,
taxi via hotel.
coming back, terrain obstacles, alright?
Yep, yep.
That's that for you to kind of, but that's, I formulated all that to kind of hit all the items.
Yep.
Alright, so you've done your items, I've done my FMC, we're both happy, so we're ready for the pre-flight checklist. The AP's already running, so I'm going to go ahead and put these to the gen. Normally, if we just started the AP, we'd wait 2 minutes before we get bleeds going, but it's been well more than 2 minutes, so you can probably go and do that. Yep. Yep, you gotta lift up on it and down. Yep. Yeah, a little different than a mouse click, right?
At Las Vegas.
But
All right.
yeah, makes
South
sense
of the
that you don't
Charlie gates,
accidentally
holding shorter.
Alright, so what I was going to tell you with this bleed panel, so right now, these are down, right, but the engines are off, so they're pretty much not doing anything for us.
Right. Says 3098
This
LA
is our
Center,
source
runway
of air
26
right
right, taxi via Charlie.
So when you're looking at this panel, you look at the sources down here, and then you try to figure out the way you want it to power, right? So we have 2 packs. These are basically our
Big Stripe 1 to set a maintain
air
900,000.
conditioning system, heating and air conditioning, right? So we need to route air into them.
Okay.
The rule of the bylaws of this thing, though, there's some ground rules. APU can power both packs. The engines can only do one.
Move down to 2 up,
you gotta keep
Foxtrot,
that in the
maintain
back of your mind when
5350.
you're assigning sources to courses. So in this instance, we got the APU up, it's blowing air. We want to make sure that this is not blocked so we can get both packs on, and then we'd get both packs to auto. So does that make sense? So we're getting air from here to
Direction,
power
move
both
down
of
to
these.
2 up, Foxtrot, heavy climb, maintain flight level 310.
So think of that on the ground where we're like this, just
Negative.
do it, have it to where you want.
Southwest 1000, descend
Have it
via
in
the
a
Rounders 2
position
arrival,
to where
landing 26
the
left,
air
the
is
Las
gonna go
Vegas
the way you want
altimeter
it to go.
2982.
Does that make sense? If you want it closed, have it closed. If you want it
Descend
open, have it open.
via the Rounders 2 arrival.
After we get
Las
both
Vegas
engines
landing
going, we're
29
going to go to
left,
auto.
and altimeter 2982 at Las Vegas. And correction on the runway
After we have the
26
engines
left.
going.
Right.
After, like everything's, we're taxing out, we're going to be, it's part of the after start.
Right. So, but right now, we're on APU, which you said can power the packs.
Both packs.
Los
Yep.
Angeles
packs,
Center
so
Delta
that these can
832
both-
descending
'cause right now they're
on
on off as
the
Correct.
So I can put these on auto?
Rockstar
Correct.
3, I believe
Yep.
it is, at 19,800 feet.
Delta 832, LA Center, reset
And then
transponder,
here,
squawk
here.
6633.
How do we? Did you disengage from ground power now that?
6633 here.
So this
APU?
it's,
Or is that not?
yeah, so if I do this, that goes to ground. So that's, APU's not on.
Right.
When I turn them on,
Right.
plus 1 and 2, now it's on.
Right. And then
Lights out.
does that automatically cut off from ground power?
So basically the cord's connected, but it's not giving us the power.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So at this point, the ground
Delta
guy can
832, radar
disconnect.
contact,
So we can go in
50
here
miles
and
southeast
disconnect
Las Vegas
ourselves.
VOR, descend via the Rockstar 3 arrival. At Preno, cleared ILS, runway 26
We'll
left
go
approach.
off. It's gone, right?
Gotcha. Okay. To kind of make sure
Yep.
that. Okay.
All right, so we got some air going.
Yep.
Let's get some checklists done. So pre-flight checklist.
Ready?
Yes.
Interior
Delta
and exterior
832.
inspection.
Complete.
Circuit breaker.
Our check.
Delta 832, did you copy my last transmission?
Make sure when you're reading this too, you're kind of
Yes,
glancing
sorry,
at the
we're
areas as you're doing them.
descending via the Rockstar 3.
So the way to
Reno,
do this,
intercept
you just put
ILS,
this paper away.
Join the ILS 26 left.
Have this out like
Thank you.
in front, but then you're like looking at the switches, right?
Okay. All right.
LA Center, American 791 with you, holding flight level 330.
Normal,
American
auto.
791 LA Center,
Normal,
hello.
auto.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. That was passenger sign.
On. Now I personally point these out, but
Right.
you don't have to.
And because since you are the one confirming, being
Yep.
captain, you were
American 764 at
actually
Preno,
look,
cleared
right?
ILS,
I mean,
runway
I'm
26
looking
left
as well,
approach.
but you're
Both of
the
us,
one-
both
yeah.
of us have to look.
Okay.
Cleared ILS
Yeah.
26 left for
window
American
heat.
764.
On.
Engine bleed air switches.
On.
Pressurization panel,
Set.
which is that's a yeah.
Yep.
Pressurization mode selector,
Auto.
mode control panel,
Set.
oxygen mask
Check.
checked, altimeters,
2982, cross check.
2982. Cross check. Flight nav instrument.
Lufthansa 2 Alpha Foxtrot, climb maintain flight level 350.
So you're
thanks.
checking your side flags. So
350,
if none of these things were on, you'd get a big yellow flag that says like
okay.
something's missing or something's
All right,
blocked.
so it's just looking at that to make sure everything.
Yep.
Okay. Checked. Warning annunciator lights.
Check, right? You checked yours, I would check mine. I don't think your side works. Yeah, it's not working.
Yep.
So it's just my side.
Yep.
Yep.
But you're the only one who calls out check.
Yes.
Speed brake.
Down.
Takeoff warning.
Checked and close.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Stab trim cutout switches.
Normal.
Big stripe 1, center
Fire
maintain
one.
7,000.
Radios and
Center maintain
transponder.
7,000, big sharp 1.
Set.
Radar.
Off.
Center American
That is
791.
for weather radar, right?
Correct. Weather
American
radar.
791.
Rudder and aileron.
We're about to start with top of descent in about a minute or two. Good if we started now. It's a pretty steep path after a yellow for us. As long as we're good, we started the Randers 2 departure into Las Vegas.
Complete.
American 791, you can just make that one transmission to send via the Rounders 2 arrival. Expect either
13-2
26
on
left
board,
approach,
13-2.
altimeter 2982.
2 on board. 2.
Alright, start via Randers 2 and Las Vegas altimeter 2992, American 791.
There, remember?
Southwest 3098, runway
So-
26 right, clear for takeoff.
26 right, clear for takeoff.
Alright, so now we are pretty much ready for a tug to connect. I think. Are you
Center
using
American
GSX or are you
791,
gonna use-
which runway did you want us to expect again?
26 left.
Don't matter.
Expect 26 left from American 791, thank you.
We'll get our dispatch to hook up GP. Just prepare for pushback. Number 5.
You want the pushback checklist before we start pushing back though?
Yeah.
So-
So while that's connecting. No. Oh, the tape didn't hold it?
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay, let's get the pushback flow done first, then the checklist. You remember this? This is one of your flows as a right seat.
Okay. Right, so I'm reaching all the way over here. Huh? Personal space dam.
Nope, you got lift and pull.
Yep. Oh my god.
No. Those,
electrical
yeah.
pumps, yes.
No, they're not push buttons.
Nope. We won't need
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin
Alright.
inserted.
Did Nate tell you the little mnemonic to remember this flow?
probably, but you're gonna have to
Alright.
refresh.
Pumps, doors, transponder.
Oh, okay. Pumps,
Doors.
doors.
We're gonna pretend that door is closed.
Yep.
And then
These doors
transponder.
would, if any door was open,
Yeah.
so we're checking that all doors are
Yeah.
closed, and then transponder should be on transponder. Huh?
Yep. Hey Fabian, LAX just sent us a message. I don't know. It's hard. I can't. I mean, I can see it. Well, I can't tab over, obviously.
Probably like,
I don't know if we want the mouse. Yeah, it's like you guys are gonna leave.
Okay. What's the holdup?
All right, so let's go back to this while he's doing that.
Okay.
So pumps, doors,
Doors, right.
transponder.
And now
Alright.
transponder.
That's fine. We're already on 132. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. So now that you did the flow, you would read the checklist off now.
And I would say ready for pushback checklist.
Yes, I'm ready.
Doors.
Closed.
Hydraulic panel.
Set.
Fuel panel.
Set.
Flight deck door.
Close and lock.
Transponder.
On transponder.
Pushback checklist complete.
Okay. Let's go nose left, number 2.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay. This is where I start releasing parking brakes. I go beacons on, brakes release,
Commencing push.
and now we're gonna go.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Yep.
Tell me.
Yeah, so we're gonna start both engines. So we're gonna start number 2, then 1. And we gotta do something first, though. Remember?
Yes. Wait a minute. Hacks off.
There you go. You're gonna use air to start those engines, so you gotta get as much air as possible, which is turning off the
So now
pack.
I can, yeah? Even starting.
Push in, turn to the left. There you go. So hand's gonna go down here.
Yeah, right.
Because that's going to be the next thing you're going to do.
Looking for what?
Yep.
I'm hearing 23.
So
I hear
don't.
24.
This is going to be hard because it's compacted. This is the same stuff.
Oh, okay.
There's N2. So 25.
25
and wait till
is-
about at least 8 psi on the oil pressure. All right. There we go. As your hand goes up there, look up here. See those lights? They just went out already, but you're verifying they get bright and then they go out like they just did. And your hand stays there in case there's an abort. Say that the fire came in too hot and you need to kill the engine, right? Abort the start. Your hand has to be there ready to go. So it's not.
Until full engine starts.
So there it is. So that's a good start.
Okay.
So typically this would be about 400. It could be because of the temperature outside right now. It's really hot. But 246 is a way to remember, and everything's stable. It's not fluctuating. Now you can get ready for the second start. So now you're a good start. When that red tick goes away, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good start.
Okay.
So nope, we got a couple things to do. Remember with the air.
So so now because it can drive one, and I would.
Yep. So this one's running right now, right? So.
This one is running.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do pack to auto.
Right, but it can only drive one. So what do we got to do with the ISO valve?
Close.
Yep. All the way up. There you go. Yep.
All right. And now.
So now it's set up to start the other engine, right? Because you still got APU air to start the engine.
Yep.
But we want the pack off.
Yep.
So now we can go straight to that.
All right.
Use it with your, instead of doing this.
Oh, use it with your.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of set up that way.
Okay.
Obviously, you're going to have to switch hands when you get on this side.
Right.
But you won't be starting engines on this seat. Yeah, this is probably going to be gone, so just all that stuff's right there. And then look up here. Where's the bright lights? They go out. Those are your fuel shutoff valves. And then watch the start. Hands on the cutoff valve. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set the parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Gotta confirm the good engine start, baby.
I feel like I should.
Yep. And we're also going to announce when that goes out with saying starter cutout.
Oh, okay. Now,
You're going to say, just say starter cutout. It's a
starter
call out.
cutout.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, red tick's gone. Everything's stable. Okay. Now we're done with that. We can do the after start, right?
Right, but I.
And this is a flow first.
Yes, exactly, right? So, now.
Start here.
Okay, so.
Yep, left hand. Do everything with your left hand.
All right.
Yep. Boom, boom.
Right.
All right, something to remember. It's not
Cockpit to ground.
pertinent today,
We have a good
but
engine start.
if you have more than 2,000 pounds in the center, you would get these on too.
Yes, but we don't.
Yep.
Yep.
So, boom. Go right.
Now
You got more stuff to do before you get to the bleed panel.
So now
Yep.
the probe heat's on.
Uh-huh. Yep.
That's fine.
Yep.
Now
you get your bleed panel. Yep.
Right? So now I can push this to auto. Wait, do I still stay
Unlocking
closed?
gear.
Yep. Remember I said after the engines are running, both engines are running.
Yes. All right,
Now
so
we're gonna set it to auto, ISO.
Yes. Okay. To ISO to auto.
Yep.
Raise in the middle.
Yep.
I can turn the bleed off now. Yeah.
Do we need it?
Nope.
Nope.
We do
So
not.
yep.
So that goes off.
Yep.
And then I can.
Get rid of the APU. So again, yep. There we go.
That, right? Looking to see that like no blah blah.
No, how can you know that? There's a way to know it without looking up there.
Oh.
This
Left
guy.
is clear.
Okay.
Right is clear.
Right? If you got something on up there, it's gonna light up here.
Illuminate there. Okay.
Yep. Like
Alright.
for example, if I were to turn this on, well, it's off now, but
Yeah.
if the APU was on and I turn it on, you get the dual bleed light, you'll get something that says
Okay.
air conditioning. That light would stay on,
Gotcha.
telling you that there's something's not right up there.
Okay.
So you're gonna check that,
Yep. Recall.
double check to make sure you don't have an amber auto brake in it, and then set your flaps.
Okay. And we are going flaps 1.
How would you know that? So use your FMC. How would you know your FMC?
Oh, mine.
Yep. There you go. That's your confirmation, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's probably not gonna know. He's gonna be in real life. I'd be talking to the tug driver, giving the salute.
Right.
So I'm counting on you to do this.
Okay. So yeah, confirming that it's, and then I would then set to flap 1, which interesting. There's like this guard thing right on that one.
Yep.
And that's why is that 1 and 15?
We'll talk about that in the air.
Okay.
That's a good point though you brought up.
Okay.
Good
All
question.
Right.
So
after start
checklist. Yep.
Generators, and this is me, are on. Pro P.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Air conditioning panel is set. Recall checked. Auto brakes are on RTO. After start checklist complete.
Right. And if we've already done it, there's no reason to do it again. Like you've done it in the flow, and you're just checking in the checklist that you did it in the flow.
Okay.
And then we're just driving on, just to keep the show going. Okay. So we're gonna taxi out of here. We're gonna contact ground. Tell them we just pushed off of gate D40, ready to taxi to 26 right.
Okay. Delta 1.
Is this? Hold on. Let's just see. Make sure we're not. For some reason, there you go. We want to make sure that frequency is the frequency we want.
132.
62. Yep.
Okay.
So just say LA Center, Delta 1004, want to ready to taxi to 26 right.
LA Center, Delta 1004, ready to taxi to
26 right.
26 right.
Delta 1004 LA Center, reset transponder squawk 4635. Make sure you're squawking mode Charlie.
4635. Okay, we're not. Fabian, we gotta. For some reason, it's not registering the transponder. We have to hit mode C, I think, on it manually.
Should I tell him?
Yeah, tell him. Well, I mean, we're gonna do it, so it's okay.
Delta 1004, resetting to 463.
Right. That should be good, I think.
Delta 1004, thanks for runway 26 right, taxi via Charlie.
26 right via Charlie.
26 right via Charlie, Delta 104.
Perfect.
American 791,
all right, so 26 right via Charlie, like we briefed, right? So have that taxi chart up.
Runway 26 left approach, American 791.
And we're gonna go to
Delta 98, maintain flight 290.
I use the taxi chart.
Oh, you
Yeah,
do?
so click the one on the bottom right there, 10-9. Says airport. Yep, right there.
Lufthansa 451 club, maintain flight level 370.
Alright.
Alright, so I would say
370.
tug people are gone and away. Salute receive flaps 1. You're gonna verify that the lever's at 1 by saying, telling me flap lever 1. Okay, so it's a song and dance here. So salute receive flaps 1, you would say.
Flaps 1.
What is this thing called?
Flap.
Lever.
Flap lever 1.
There you go. Alright, and you already called for taxi.
Yes,
so
I did.
clear on the left.
Clear on right. Where'd my callouts go? Oh, there are my callouts. Yeah. Clear on
I get
right.
the taxi light on, and we're gonna get
Southwest 1000, we do have eyes on runway 26 left. Can we get a visual?
South 1000, negative traffic 12 o'clock and 15 miles. Eastbound is a heavy 777 at 7,400.
So the next thing we're gonna do, we're not
Eastbound
gonna.
heavy 777. Yeah, we yeah, I think we have him on
So
our
be thinking about
radar.
the next thing that's
South
coming up,
1000,
which once we
Roger,
get on,
Reno, cleared ILS,
once we
runway
get on
26 left
Charlie,
approach.
we're gonna do the taxi checklist. But before that, we have to check something. So be thinking about what that is as I make this turn.
Got the flaps there.
So I'm gonna check what's called the bottoms or the
Delta
rudders.
832, welcome to Vegas,
You're gonna
taxi via
check
Alpha 7,
the top.
Bravo,
Right,
Charlie
so
5
here
at the
goes
gate.
the rudders. It's very sensitive, so
Yep.
there we go. Alright, now you check the tops.
Charlie to gate.
So full forward, all the way
American
back,
832, Alpha 7,
Yep.
Bravo, Charlie
And go
5,
neutral,
cross
go
right,
left.
26 right at Alpha 7.
and go right.
Alpha.
Alright, just be
Bravo,
making
Charlie
sure it's
to
smooth,
gate,
right?
cross 26 right at
Without
Alpha
destroying Fabian's equipment.
Yep.
Alright, taxi checklist.
Alright. Flaps.
American 99, LA Center, hello.
1 and green.
Yep. 111 green. Takeoff speeds.
143, 145, 150, set.
143, 145, 150, set. Thrust.
TO 40.
TO 40. Stab trim.
5.7.
5.7. Flight controls.
Check.
Check. Taxi checklist complete.
Perfect.
Like I'm going sideways. I don't. Maybe that's just a weird
Yeah. So
look.
that's what's that?
Like, 'cause I don't know if that's a look.
Oh yeah, yeah.
thing.
So whoever's flying, the perspective is going to be aligned on them. Whoever's not flying, it's going to seem like we're in a crab.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Yep.
I
So when you're flying, I'm going to see the same thing.
Okay,
I'm gonna be like this.
Okay. Yeah.
It's called culminating screens. I can't remember what it is.
'Cause I'm like, I look
it's
like I'm
a
going sideways.
yeah.
But,
It's
okay.
it's interesting that it's something that you have to have kind of a curved screen to solve.
Gotcha.
But because we're using a flat
Yep.
and two side ones, it doesn't
So that's
quite work.
1000, you appear to have made a turn to the south, say intentions.
Alright, so we're still taxiing out. Now we're going to do the nav briefing,
we were
which
just
is going to fall
we
on
were set up with
flying,
the
which is
RNAV.
me as
We
well.
were setting,
So I'm going to start here at route page 1.
So this 1000,
We're
turn
going
left
to
heading
26 right. That's what we gave us
090.
clearance to.
At
We're
Primo
still going on
Corrales,
the Raider
26
2
left approach.
departure.
It's been your
Clear transition.
15 minutes.
Turn left
L
heading 090
nav
and then
up
at
to
Primo,
190
LS
climbing via.
26 left
First
approach.
fix is going to be Rudy.
Yep.
No speed restrictions except for the 230 that's already in the box. Would you agree?
Agree.
So again,
We've times a 2 up 5
route
straight
page
ahead,
1,
thank you.
runway, the departure, how you going to fly it, what altitude you're going up to.
JetBlue 546
page,
descend via the
first
rounders
fix,
to arrival,
speed restrictions.
runway 26 left,
Right?
the Las
And
Vegas
that's
altimeter
exactly the thing.
2982.
And then also any kind of changes for the weather. Did the weather change any? The altimeter settings change? Which I haven't heard anything, so we're just going to go with what we got.
Giant 54 heavy, runway 26 left, clear to
Alright,
land.
so let's go and do the
Verify,
before.
like our minimum fuel, like we're still good over.
When we get on
Southwest
the runway.
1000, do you have the heavy 777 at your 8
Alright.
o'clock and 5 miles in
Before
sight?
takeoff checklist. Now you got to do a flow before this too. 3 items that you got to do.
Okay, so.
Southwest
Starts right there.
1000 negative.
Southwest 1000,
Yeah.
roger.
Stuff's then continuous.
Delta 104, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff. Traffic is a heavy 777 landing, runway 26
Runway
left, caution wake turbulence.
That's us. Delta 1004. We need about 30 seconds. Sorry, it's a full cockpit here.
Delta 1004, cancel takeoff clearance, hold short, runway 26 right, advise ready for departure.
We'll hold short 26 right. We'll let you know. Delta 1004.
Lufthansa 451,
We're
leaving
training,
my
so
airspace to the north.
If you haven't done the
Oakland Center's on
checklist,
flying
don't
ready,
take the
service
runway. You
terminated,
try to
vehicles
clear for
change
takeoff.
group.
We're not ready.
Oh,
That's all we need.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Yes.
With the auto
You too.
throttle, if it overshoots, it goes back. So
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, so auto throttle, these, that,
United
TAR.
211,
and then this
LA
is where
Center,
you
call
would want to
short
have the
shot.
frequencies correct, but this is the same guy we're going to talk to airborne, so.
Okay, so TAR.
Los Angeles Center, hello, United
Continuous.
2446, climbing the
You
Orca
do you
5
handle
departure.
your
Alright,
own
we're
United
on the left.
2446, LA Center, climb, maintain,
So-
502,
When we take the
that'll be your
runway,
final
you're going to do
traffic.
this. You're going to go.
Final altitude of
That goes down, that goes all the way up.
Okay.
When we take the runway.
When we take the runway, we'll.
Yep,
wings
but we got to
come
get a
up.
checklist done.
Yep. And then that goes up.
Yep. Alright, so one thing I have to do is do that, make sure the warning doesn't go off. Alright, now read the checklist out.
All right, runway position.
26 right, full length, inside and outside.
26 right, full length, inside, outside. Flaps.
1 and green.
1 green. Navigation briefing.
It's complete.
Takeoff warning.
Check.
Auto throttle.
That's you, right?
That
It's
is
F?
me. You're right. Arm engine switch are on continuous. Transponders TARA. Flight attendants have been notified and
So you would have to made a PA to the folks to tell people, hey, we're ready for takeoff, prepare the cabin for departure, right? Okay.
Yes. Before takeoff checklist complete.
Alright, go ahead and let them know we're ready to go.
Oh. Delta 1104 ready for departure.
Ready for takeoff.
For takeoff. Delta 1004 ready for takeoff.
Delta 1004, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff. Ready for takeoff. Delta 1004.
26 right.
Giant. Sit right, Alpha 7, hold short, runway 26
No
right,
worries.
traffic departing.
Alright, we're clear to go. All these lights come on. You're going to get that and that. There you go. Do this with your hand.
Oh, okay.
Just like that.
Alright, so.
Use that strength. It's, yep.
Like that.
There you go.
Alright.
Giant, correction, Southwest 3590 LA Center, climb maintain 50290.
Do I set my clock or no? Or
I don't know if it works.
Okay. Bye-bye, Vegas.
Southwest 1000, 6 miles from Preno, turn left,
Alright,
direct
you ready for
Preno,
this?
cross at or above 7000, clear to ILS, runway 26,
All
left
right.
approach.
Coming up to 40%. We're locked up.
Cross Preno and
Forward
or
pressure
above
on the stick,
7000.
on the yoke.
Cleared ILS,
Toga.
runway 26 left approach, Southwest 1000.
Alright, remember your call-outs, what's coming up here. So you shouldn't have a checklist out to do
Yeah,
this.
211, thanks for 26 right, taxi via Charlie.
26 right via Charlie, 211.
80 knots.
What else? Throttle hold, thrust normal, right?
Throttle hold, thrust normal, okay.
Southwest 291, you leave my airspace to the north, Oakland Center is offline, ready to service terminated, frequency change approved, good day.
B1,
Southwest 291,
rotate.
What are you gonna say?
Positive right.
You're up.
Giant 54 heavy cross, runway 26 right, Alpha 7, taxi via Bravo Romeo.
Use that inside hand of yours. Put that checklist away. Stays up there.
Okay.
Delta 1004 radar contact, say altitude.
Alright, that's us. Tell them what altitude we're leaving out of.
Delta 1004, climbing out of altitude
4,000. 4,000.
4,000.
Maintain flight level 190 unrestricted.
Delta 1004, maintain flight level 190 unrestricted.
Alright, we're going to 190. Unrestricted meaning that he doesn't care about the altitude.
Is that your dad helping behind you?
Talking to me?
Yeah. Let's go, flaps up.
Flaps up. Wait, there we
Yeah.
Delta 98, I got a trim mat system
Well, you can
failure.
answer him. I'll let you answer him.
I did.
Alright, flaps up.
Last
After
aircraft
takeoff,
plan was unreadable, say
checklist.
again.
Aircraft calling Delta 98 had a warning.
You gotta do a
saying
flow.
trim mat system fault.
Flow.
So
This
my
is silent
trim
thing
is
here.
not working.
Here we go.
This
Flaps up,
way.
right?
Yes, flaps up.
Go right there.
Delta 98, roger, you declaring an emergency?
Use that left hand.
Left
Yes, Delta 98 is declaring an emergency.
Delta 98, say your souls on board, fuel remaining in minutes, and your intentions.
Fuel remaining at 10,240.
Now read that checklist to yourself.
And
Flaps are up. Landing gears up and up. Packs
intentions
are
maybe returning back, or I have enough fuel to land at Vegas. So.
pressurization.
Delta 98, roger, flight present heading, let me know what you want to do.
After takeoff, checklist complete.
Alright,
Delta
hit
98,
that
give me a
altitude
couple of
intervene
minutes,
button.
I'll
That will
just,
get rid of the
I'll
first
just change
restriction. There we go, thank you. I'll get rid of the 8,000 stuff that we had, because he gave us unrestricted to 190. Alright.
Southwest 1000, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Alright.
Clear to land, runway
about that
26
will.
left, Southwest 1000.
What's that?
So I see what you mean about
Southwest
that will.
3098 LA, correction, Oakland Center is offline, ready to service terminated.
So when you're flying this thing, try to stay on that flight director, right?
Yep.
It's a little sensitive, but
Do you
try to be
do
smooth.
the attendant at 10,000, or is that
yeah, the captain will do that, yep.
okay? And Delta does lights at 18, not 10. Is that correct?
Hold on here, we'll talk about it here. Alright, boom, autopilot's on.
Yep.
And your response is command.
Oh, command.
Yep. There's 10,000. I suck these in.
Because the retractables. Yep.
Yep, and then I turn this off too.
Okay.
Alright, so when it comes time to the flows, you gotta know how to do it. Like, after takeoff flow is, okay, you got the flaps up, get the gear, get that, pull out the checklist, see if there's anything else you missed, right? Like, look at the flow, make a flashcard, have the items that you need to do, that way you know what you gotta do, because it has to kind of come out a little, we gotta just pick up the pace a little, right? It's all good. It's your first time, totally get it. Real simulator in front of you, a little intimidating, get it. We're gonna have to pick it up a little bit more,
Okay.
but you're not doing bad. And we got VATSIM, so if you want to answer that guy with this question about who we are, then you can.
Oh, did he ask where we were again?
He said,
He
is
just said,
that is that your dad
helping
you out?
Come on. Like, really?
Definitely the battery and only manual trim input is possible, not autopilot. So if I get an autopilot warning,
And are
I'll
you,
disable
you're
autopilot.
doing the
and
heading
I'll
just to
fly.
match our current direction, yes?
Yep.
Delta
And that's
98 Roger,
something
what are your
as a
intentions?
Boeing pilot you have to instinctually do. Like it's going to become second nature, but whenever you see it off to the side,
Can I descend
as pilot flying, you should be doing it, right?
Okay.
If I'm flying with the autopilot off, then I would expect you to do it from air and call it out.
Expect ILS for 26 left, Vegas altimeter 2982.
Yeah, the Airbus, I know it doesn't matter on the Airbus, but on the Boeings, it's kind of a thing.
altimeter 2990, they'll make it.
Delta 98 negative, expect ILS 26 left approach.
Short flight, but I want to answer your question about the flaps. So there was a gate here and a gate here. Very observant because most people don't even notice it. So here's the reasoning behind it.
This is for landing? Yeah. Like, you should not...
So that's 1000, correction, Delta 1000 for contact, LA Center 135.55.
135.55. Delta
135.55. Delta 1004.
Alright. So go and put that in there, 135.55.
I don't want to break equipment. So,
It's all good.
Can I get an updated wind report at Las
Alright,
Vegas?
now go ahead and switch it over, yep. And then verify that you got it on that there
Center
too.
Walker 2476.
And then we gotta tell them
direct
15,000, 15.4, climbing 190.
Center, climb and tape
Oh, why is it
zero.
It's acting
Flight level 390, Walker
wait,
2476.
it's being a little stubborn there.
we're either in massive turbulence and passengers are screaming.
You know, it's being very erratic.
Oh.
Alright, hold on. It's almost like the computer's lagging. Alright, let me see if I can re-engage it. Alright, command. I see it. Yeah, that was weird. If the airplane starts doing funky things, what do you gotta do? You gotta revert the automation off, right? The automation isn't gonna solve your problem. If it's doing something kooky, turn it off, stabilize the airplane, then re-automate.
Okay.
And that's just something from a flying standpoint. But go ahead and check in. We're 17.2, climbing 190.
This is LA Center, right?
Yep.
LA Center, Delta 1004 at 17.5, climbing to flight level 190.
Bell 1004 LA Center, climb and maintain flight level 280.
280, Delta 1004.
Walker 2476,
280?
contact center 132.6.
So I'm confirming that I set the right number in UC8 by saying 280?
280.
Alright, now we're going up there.
Yep. Set standard?
Yep, we're going through transition.
Yep. Do we both do it, yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's no,
Nope, and now we gotta do a climb checklist. So this is where these lights come off and then you hit your wing light. This is the wing, yep.
okay. Climb checklist. Which is...
Yep, I say climb checklist and you pull it out and you read it out to me.
Altimeters.
Standard crash check.
Service terminated, change your device, we're going to approve
Climb
it.
checklist complete.
Perfect. Every time you finish checklist, complete. That's exactly what we want you to do. It's a lot, right? You just sit there and we think we're just pressing buttons, right? There's a lot going on.
Yeah, right? Is it safe to drink water?
Yeah. Just don't spill anything here, I think, right? We want to test that theory.
Yeah, right. Just one little sip.
Alright, so back to this discussion.
Oh, yeah.
So normally when we land this airplane, there's 3 landing flaps that we do, right? Or you remember what they are?
25, 30, or 40.
Nah, 25 is not used. 15, 30, 40. How would you know this? You can go right here. 15, 30, 40. Right, those are the landing flaps for this airplane.
Alright.
Alright, so let's just say normal scenario, we're landing flaps 30.
Right.
When we go around, what do the flaps go to?
15. So it's easy just to...
Delta 1725,
so you just lift up and you'll hit that gate and you just let go and it goes in there.
4.9
So that explains that guy.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
The reason why this one's here is single engine. Single engine, you land this airplane only on flaps 15.
Oh.
But if you had to do a go around with one engine, which is a lot, I mean, you gotta think, you got one engine, so when you give that thing power to go around, it's gonna start yawing you. Anyways, the reason why that gate's there is when you do the retraction for the single engine go around, it's 1. So that's why, again, when you're at 15, you just right into that. But that is the reason why those are there.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's very good. Most people don't realize it. It's one of those trivia things.
Southwest
Like, you know why those are
2086, now I
there?
set our contact
Yeah.
departure
Okay, so 15 is for
132.62.
go around, just full flaps 15
Yeah,
going.
they did that so you don't go past it,
Right,
right? When you're
yeah.
just when you're doing a 30 or 40, when you're already at 15, it doesn't matter, right? You're just gonna go around. You're gonna stay at 15, but 30 or 40, you're gonna have to bring it up.
Yeah.
And so, in order you don't go past it, they made that gate so you mechanically hit it, and then you kind of have to go down and up to get past it.
Yep.
That's how they did that. Yep. That's just an engineering thing.
So we're looking at top of climb in about 20
Yep.
miles.
And this is a short flight,
So we want to start looking at the...
We have some passengers waiting to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
Hang it
so
up.
we can turn that up.
Let's forget the seat belts. Sorry. It's Vegas, LA. Just
Yeah,
sit down
1263 radar
and stay
service
down.
terminate and change
Yeah,
your
right.
frequency approved.
Okay, so...
What are you gonna come? Have a great night, Delta 1263.
Southwest
Coming in,
137 radar service terminate change your advice.
So we need to figure out the ATIS for LA. So go to LA.
137, good night.
Up.
Go to VATSIM. And what do they got over there?
Hello, Hawaii
Golf.
15 Heavy with the 2,300 climbing
2-4 right and 2-5 left. So they're doing
550 LA center, climb at 10 level
Okay, so 2-4 right is open in VATSIM eyes, right? But I have it set up for 2-4 left, so I need to change that then, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and change it now.
Okay.
Alright, so I got the Angel 4, 2-4 left, Circus. You agree?
Yes.
So 2-4 right, sorry.
2-4.
Right?
Yes.
Off of Circus, the transition for the approach.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to execute that. Whenever you make changes when you're in the air, you want to confirm with your partner before you execute. Don't just blindly execute stuff without telling your partner. That's part of working as a team, so that way we share what the airplane's doing. Alright, for some reason that turned off the autopilot because we're also not going to Shatner. Okay, we just passed Shatner, so I'm going to just hit smash.
I don't think Vegas departure's offline.
Smash, you like that?
Yep.
They're on 132.62.
We'll get the LNAV back on, and now life is good.
Okay.
Alright, the autopilot disengaged for whatever reason when we did that, because it didn't have a fix to go to all of a sudden.
Okay.
But that's fine, we fixed it.
Yep.
Solving problems, that's all we do in this thing.
And then once we hit cruise,
Yep.
would we put in an initial descent altitude?
No, not
we
without
wait for it.
clearance.
Not without clearance.
We got to do our briefing. We'll talk about what we're probably going to expect.
Right.
But we're not going to actually physically do this till we get clearances to do so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's from a legality standpoint, because if you put something lower and it gets to top of D and you say you haven't gotten the clearance and there's an airplane below you, the airplane's going to go down into it.
Exactly.
So that's to prevent that. So ATC is going to know who the airplanes are below you, so they will clear you and they'll give you plenty of time to do it.
Okay.
If it's getting close to your top of D and you haven't got anything, you can always ask them and say, hey, can we get lower clearance?
Okay.
They'll give you altitude clearance if they forgot.
Okay.
So what you want to do is have the Angel 4 arrival out.
Okay, I was just
have that, and then have the approach for 2-4 right.
Right, that's what I was, yeah.
And then you're going to set your frequency and your course, and I will set my course and my frequency and minimums.
Yep. 2-4 right. 2-5-1 on the course.
Yep.
Minimum. You agree, but 322 on the barrel?
Alright, we're coming up on 28.
Oh my gosh. 27.
So just hold it to the right, and it'll go faster. It'll go too fast though, but slow down when it gets...
Wait. 32. Yep. Right past. Can we also preset the altimeter?
Yes.
For LA?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Which is, again, 2994.
Okay, 9.4. So we're going to just kind of bring that little, the little knob.
The little one. Oh, I'm
Yep,
in the
you're in
HPA.
hectopascals.
How do I... Oh.
Go back to inches, yep. There you go.
Check. Yeah. All right, so we have the minimum and the upcoming. Now I want to get the ILS for 24 right.
Yep.
Oh, it was right there. I had it. 108.5. So.
You're gonna just dial it up.
On both of ours?
Yep, I already got mine set.
Oh. Alright.
It's one of those things, it doesn't matter who does it.
Okay.
I mean, I could say, but typically the person on the left would set the left radio, the person on the right would set the right radio.
Okay.
Same with the courses in flight like this.
When would we engage that frequency?
When we get cleared for the approach.
Got it.
Yep. Alright, you're all set up. Look over stuff, see if there's any threads, any weird things sticking out at you, and then I'll give you a brief here.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Just gonna look at the weather. Yeah, so in real life, 24 right is closed, but in SimWorld it's open.
Exactly.
Alright, you ready for this brief?
Yes.
So typically we want to do this probably at least 80 miles from top of D, but we're coming in, but I'm going to give it to you quick and fast, okay?
Yes.
Alright, first thing is weather, right? We looked at the weather, didn't see any big issues there. 2994, it's VFR, winds are out of the west, no major threats there. NOTAMs. Real life, there's some NOTAMs we need to be concerned. Everything's working in SimWorld, so NOTAMs are checked. Now let's tell a story again, right? Where are we at and where we're going? In this case, we're in the air. We're going to be on the arrival. We're actually on the arrival already. So one of the things I forgot to put is there's a speed on the descent, Mach till 280. It says right there. So I'm going to throw that, our Mach number and 280 indicated speed. So when it transitions to indicated, it's going to go to 280. So that's done in the descent page for this guy right here.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yep.
Fixes, speeds, and altitudes are all checked. They all comply with what's in the chart. It's going to drop us off at Circus. The lowest altitude is 12,000. So when they give us the descent via, we can go as low as 12,000 without the approach clearance, okay?
Yep.
So that's what we're going to put up there. Wait, that. Alright, that connects nicely to ILS 24 right. That's my plan A. 24 right off of Circus. Right? Again, checking all the fixes and points. Your fixes and altitudes all check again.
Yep.
For 24 right. So I'm going to brief the ILS here. We got 11-6 ILS 24 right. It's dated 14 May of 2021. And if we had different charts, you would also verify, make sure this goes back to the paper days when we had to do paper chart revisions.
Yeah.
The frequency is 108.5, which you got set in your standby course.
Yep.
The course is 251, which you got set on the course windows.
Yep.
2200 Kobe is our final approach fix. That's what we're going to put in the altitude window, and then we're going to what's called labs to that point.
Yep.
Using VNAV. At that which point we're going to arm up approach, take the glide slope down to a baro minimum of 322, which we both got set.
Yep.
I'm going to plan on auto brakes 3, flaps 30 for the configuration. We're going to touch down, and we're going to plan on exiting either on Zulu or Alpha Alpha to hold short of the inboard runway. Alright, so that's plan A. Also contingency on that, if we have to go around, it's climb to 2000 on a heading of 251, outbound on the RAFs, out to RAFs intersection. So once we get the glide slope, we're going to set 2000 up there for the go around, and then we're going to go out to RAFs, okay?
Yep.
There is some terrain around here. is all to the north. If we stay on the course, we should be just fine. Plan B is going to be 25 left. If we get 25 left, we're below 18,000 and have you put this in there. We're just going to look at the highlights here. It's different frequency, 109.9. We'll do that if it ends up being that case. Same course, 1900 at GG will be our final fixed altitude.
Yep.
We're going to bug a barrel minimum of 304 for that one. We'll use the same auto brakes, same flaps. This time when we land on 25 left, we're going to go and exit off probably Hotel 7 to hold short at Juliet or Hotel 9 to hold short at Lima. Alright, missed approach on that one is going to be 2,000. It's going to climb to 2,000, heading straight out to Catley intersection, which is kind of a slight left turn.
Hey Shane, can we mirror your iPad?
What's that?
Can we mirror your iPad?
Can we what?
Mirror it?
I don't know if we can.
If you want to, yeah. You could
Oh yeah, if you want to pull that on. So that one's on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is streaming, so he can show. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So you wanna?
Yeah. So we were talking about the hold for Plan B. So Plan B is 25 left. We'll cross that bridge if we need to. So we'll just have that out and ready.
Yep.
But Plan A is going to be 24 right. So I'm going to have that ready. All right. So that's pretty much the approach brief. We talked about that. Threats are runway change, and we already talked about how we're going to do that. If we're above 18,000, I'll make the changes. If we're below 18,000, I'll have you throw it in the box, and then make sure we don't have any discons, and then do the change items on the checklist. Okay?
Yep.
Let's go and ask for lower from them now, because we're pretty much at top of D, so just requesting lower.
Okay.
Yep.
LA Center, Delta 1004, requesting lower.
Oh, our frequency just dropped for some reason. Try it
Delta
now.
1004 Center.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead and say, yep. Go ahead and answer.
Yes, Delta 1004, requesting lower.
1004 descend via the Angel 4 with the Ontario altimeter 293.
Descend via the Angel 4.
Via Descent Angel 4.
Yep, descend via.
Via.
Yeah.
I had
Alright, so like we talked about in the approach brief, it's at 12,000.
Yep.
We got the descend via clearance, lowest altitude on that one, right?
Yeah.
On the Angel arrival here, we got 12,000, right?
Bottom of circle.
And that's why I put 12,000. We're in VNAV, so all the other altitudes, we already verified it. It should stay on path, right? Might need a little drag here because we're doing 280.
Yep.
So get a little speed break out.
Delta 1004, contact SoCal approach 124.9, good day.
124.9, good day.
12.49, good day. Delta.
Alright, so 124.9. Go ahead and set that in there. So here when we 124.9.
Right, I was just getting.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
There you go. Okay, go and set it. Yep. Alright, so this we're gonna say the altitude we're at, descending via the Angel arrival, and then whatever the information, the ATIS information was for that. What was it?
Hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, so Delta 1004 at 25 descending via Angel.
With hotel.
Oh, with hotel. Delta 1004 currently at 24,800 descending via Angel with information hotel.
Delta 1004, SoCal approach at Circus, cleared ILS runway 24 left approach.
Oh, so it's 24 left now. Okay, so just read it back to him.
24 ILS 24 left.
At Circus, cleared
at
ILS.
Circus. Delta 1.
Alright, let me go and throw these speed brakes in. Alright, so change number 3. It's alright.
That's not what it says in ATIS.
Yeah. It's okay. This is what we do here.
Yep.
24 left.
Still
off of
is.
Circus.
Yep.
And Angel 4. Alright.
And let me find the approach of 24
So you like that? 2-4 left. I'm just going to execute it. Remember, we're above 18,000?
Yep.
I'm going to go and execute that. And make sure we're going to the correct... Nope, we're going to Hackman again.
Frequency.
Yeah. I'm
Is it
gonna go
okay
ahead.
if I
No,
change the
hang on.
frequency? Or no? Not
No,
yet.
not yet. I don't know why that just dumped everything out here. Hang on.
Oh, going.
Let's go vertical speed. Let's get some altitude to come down. This thing is, yeah, that totally messed up everything.
Okay.
All right, so Kane is our fix that we're going to. So I'm gonna take. I don't know why that thing keeps coming up. Using reserve fuel. All right, let's see here. LAX, Angel 4. 24 left, Circus. Yeah? Angel 4?
Yep.
Alright.
Enable next altitude.
But this thing is... Ask him, is it okay if we can go direct Circus?
Delta 1004, is it okay if we go direct to Circus?
Delta 1004, clear direct Circus. Cross Circus between 12 and 14,000. You're cleared for the ILS 24 left.
Cross Circus between 12,000 14,000 cleared for ILS. Okay.
Delta 1004, no need to respond, just be advised your microphone is very choppy with a lot of background noise. Delta 1725, contact
Okay.
LA Tower 120.95.
Not sure why this got way off.
20.95, Delta 1725, have a good night.
I'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Alright, we're going direct Circus. Sorry, I had to kind of fix these things real quick.
Yeah.
We're off on altitude.
Cactus 906.
We need to figure this. This is
6,000.
acting a little funky. We need to be at 280. It says unable altitude. Tell them we're going to be a little high for Circus. Can we get vectors to the south to just lose some altitude?
Delta 1004, we're going to be a bit high on Circus. Can we get vectors to the south to lose some altitude?
I'll go back to LNAV too.
He's not
LNAV.
responding.
Los Angeles departure, Cactus 906, with you at flight level 9,000.
Do we still have the right frequency?
Yep, so check that there.
Yeah, 124,900. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so normally this shouldn't disturb it that much like the way it did. It completely dropped everything and it wanted to turn back to Hackman behind us. That's why the airplane started turning, which is not what I wanted. Alright. See if we, let me see if we can.
Looks like the banana.
Alright, SoCal approach, Delta 1004. Can we get vectors to the south to lose some altitude? The runway change just messed up our FMC quite a bit.
All aircraft, SoCal approach is back.
Yeah, SoCal, Delta 1004 with the runway change, that kind of messed up our FMC. Can we get just vectors to the south to lose some altitude?
Yeah, I can give you a vector to the visual approach. Delta 1004, fly present heading, descend and maintain 12,000.
Alright, present heading down to 12,000. We just need to lose some altitudes to get back on profile. So I'm going to go present heading.
I wasn't
1004,
sure.
let's do this, turn left heading 200, and you can expect direct to, I'll give you direct to one of the fixes on final shortly.
Alright, heading 200, we'll expect that, Delta 1004. Alright, 12,000, we're on heading.
Yes.
Okay, we have gone through transition, but we gotta fly the airplane first.
Right.
Then we'll get to the other stuff that we need to do, right?
I wasn't sure if
Yep.
it was okay for me to reach over and click or if
No
it was-
worries, that's not as important as getting on the course and getting
Gotcha.
the proper clearance,
Okay.
that's
I
more.
did my side, but
so the
yeah.
aviate, navigate, then communicate kind of thing, but
Okay.
we want to navigate first here.
Okay.
Alright,
We're coming in at 24 left. Need to change the nav frequency to
Yep.
111.7.
24 left, 111.7, thank you. Alright, so let's look at that too.
Okay. For 24
So that
left.
frequency, go ahead and bring up 24 left for the approach.
Yep, this is what I'm on.
Alright, so let's look at the frequency, the mins. Let's go ahead and pin that. So what do we have? Frequency is 111.7.
Yep.
251's the course. 2200 at Suti, and then 323 is the Barrow. So let's go ahead and just dial that in. 1. Nope.
Oops, wrong one.
knob.
God dang it.
Minimums.
Sorry.
Alright, 13 for 12.
13 for
Alright.
12.
Alright.
Delta 1004, turn right direct Phila.
Right turn direct Phila. You want to answer it?
Right turn to where? I couldn't
Phila.
hear. Right turn to Phila. Delta 1004.
Why is this always... Yeah, it's... For some reason this keeps... Alright, you like Phila?
Yes.
Alright, executing LNAV. So there's LNAV. Or direct to Phila. Okay. So 111.7, 251, 2200 at Shooty, 323. We'll use same auto brakes, same flaps. We're just gonna get off on this one. It just might be a little differently here.
Delta 1004, descend and maintain 10,000.
Descend and maintain 10,000.
Descend and maintain 10,000 Delta 1004.
Alright, 10,000. I'm gonna go back to VNAV. Hopefully we'll get back onto the path here.
Okay.
So 10,000, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so 24 left. We're probably gonna get off at Zulu, if not Alpha Alpha.
Right.
Same thing, probably Zulu more likely. Auto brakes 3, same flaps. Alright, missed approach on that one. It's climbing to 2,000, heading 251, outbound to hold it route.
4, 8 miles from Phila. Cross Phila at or above 10,000, cleared ILS runway 24 left.
Alright, can you remember all that? So, cross Phila above 10,000, cleared ILS 24 left.
Cross Phila 10,000
And
to
cleared ILS
cleared
24.
ILS 24 left. Delta 1004.
Perfect.
I had a question, like...
Yep, so now we're cleared for the approach. I'm going to go ahead and put the altitude that we talked about, 2,200.
Well,
Yeah?
24 left, no, that, GG is...
Suti.
Oh, Suti. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There's 24 left, right? That's
Yeah,
what he said?
but-
So that's what we're looking at, 24 left?
Yeah. No, because... Oh, this is,
We were looking at 25 left for GG.
yeah, that's why I was like, wait, GG.
So he cleared us to 24 left, like the
Yeah.
runway's closed in real life.
Yep.
That's what threw everything off.
Yep. Okay, now I have a question.
We have some checklists to do first. Let's not knock those out, and then once it gets stabilized, let's do the descent checklist.
Okay. Descent checklist. Altimeters.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring these up too, since we're cleared for the approach. Altimeters are 2994, cross check.
2994 cross check. Minimums.
Barrow 323, cross check.
Barrels 323 cross check. Landing data.
Flaps 30, ref 144.
Flaps 30, ref 144. Approach briefing is complete. Auto brakes on 3. Seatbelt signs
Thank you.
are on. Pressurization panel is set. And I did not check recall, so I'm checking it now. Recall has been checked. Descent checklist complete.
Perfect. All right, we're already going through 10,000.
Yes.
We're at 250. Those are coming out. Let's do the approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Flight nav instruments.
All right, so we got 111.7, right? That's right here. And the courses are 251, and it's verified.
Verified. Cabin notifications.
It's complete.
Departure, last
Altimeters.
departure, so it's connected to
2994
route
cross check.
2,300 feet.
That aircraft should be back on, you should switch to SoCal Perch 128.05.
All right, so now question, go ahead.
Sorry, 128,
Auto brake.
105,
Is that something
so
I
it's
should have
connected
asked
to...
you earlier? Because I noticed you said it yourself. Like, should I have said you have an auto brake, or is that something that you do on your own?
The pilot flying.
The pilot
When they
flying.
do in the approach briefing, they say what they want, yep.
Okay.
Based on what taxiway they're trying to get off of.
Wait, they'd say what they would want, and I would put it, or you just, okay.
Yeah.
Would you tell me that, though? Would you say I'm setting to auto brake 3 or no?
In the brief, I said I'm going to use flaps 30, auto brakes 3.
Okay.
That's all set up.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's where I tell you.
That was my question.
Yep.
Alicia?
Yes. Still? It's a two-part, I mean... I just feel like
You
I
gotta
gotta-
bring it like right against,
Okay.
like a half inch from your lip.
Okay.
Yeah, much better. Thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and we're cleared for the approach. The speed's kind of our discretion. I'm just gonna go to 240, so we're 10 knots below our max flaps, so we can start putting flaps as we get closer here.
And when do you arm the approach?
So, pretty much one fix before Sudi.
One. Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, Flight Sim doesn't pick up the localizer this far out because we're not getting any DME or anything. It says low captive, but it's one of those things like legally we can put the we can arm the localizer, but the approach is when we are ready to use glide slope. So during the brief I said we're going to set 2200, we're going to go to VNAV till 2200. Right, and that 2200 is for Sudi, because at Sudi, if you look at the chart, there's a little cross here that it denotes that it's the final approach fix. You see this little feather? That's the glide slope. So that's when legally we can use that glide slope to descend down. It's a radio signal. Right now we're just using GPS derived altitude to use VNAV to kind of come down,
Gotcha.
right?
Oh, so this is when tells
So
you...
VNAV is going to protect us from all these above altitudes. The glide slope is a beam that shoots out from the end of the runway. May not always comply with all these altitudes because the thing about the glide slope is it's a fixed beam, and if the temperature is too cold or hot, our barometric altitude might be off by enough to where we might not meet some of these restrictions. So in that case, we use VNAV. The VNAV is going to comply with these speeds here, or the altitudes. You got above 8,000, above 7,006. The only thing that's going to make sure that we meet those is VNAV. And so that's the reason why we don't use approach just now.
Okay, but then, like...
So when we pass Bubby, I'm going to arm approach.
Okay. Now, to know whether or not we're like too high or too low, looking at this is
So we got our little deviation path indicator here.
Right.
Right. We also have our little magenta triangle that's telling us where we at on the path as well. So that's showing good. We just now got to control the speed really. And so remember I said about 10 miles we definitely want to be below 200 knots. So we're getting close to that. So I'm going to start slowing it up there.
Yeah.
So 240 is good, and 210 with flaps 1 is pretty. As you get close like this is another speed to kind of set to. So let's go flaps 1. Let's go ahead. Let's slow down a little bit here.
Okay, flaps 1.
So when you put the flaps, verify that these are met.
Exactly.
Okay.
So hold on. Okay, so speed check. Flaps.
Oh, there's no speed check. Just
flaps 1.
Silently verify to yourself, and then flaps 1. Yep.
Why do I hear people say that then? Speed check.
That's a different procedure, right? Different companies, you can use whatever you want, right?
Oh, okay.
We're trying to simplify things so you're not talking too much.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to try to just say what we need to, but not say any extra. All right, I'm going to slow to 180 since we're clear.
That was 31.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
All right, we passed Bubby. There's approach.
It's 40.109 second
that
departure, radar contact.
indicates that it's been
Disregard the radar contact. Climb and maintain.
Glide slope,
Flight level
right? And the Vorlog, yep. It's captured it.
Level 230 Scouts, 4109.
All right, there is the runway. Do we have a tower frequency we're going with? I don't know if we have a tower. All right, let's go. And so when we have the glide slope too, now we can set our missed approach altitude to 2,000 like we talked about in the brief.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go gear down. Left hand, left hand, left hand.
Gear down.
There you go. All right, you're going to be pulling out your shoulder socket by doing that. All right. One thing with the gear that triggers me is also to set these.
Okay.
Just so, yep, you can put them to continuous because we've got to have them out for the landing.
Okay.
So, yep, reach them up and put them to, so push in.
Push into continuous,
push in, yep, there you go, perfect.
With the left.
And then I'll arm the speed brake since it's on my side.
Okay.
All right, let's go flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
And I'm going to go ahead and just slow early now because we got some checklists we got to do. Hang on there. All right.
Delta 1004, contact LA Tower 120.905.
120.905. 120.905. Delta 1004.
I'll set it for you.
Thank you.
So you can go just as fast right here with this thing. Was it 97 or 95? Can't remember.
Shit. Well,
Try it. Tower.
LA Tower, Delta 1004, crossing
Just ILS 24 left.
ILS 24 left.
Alright. Let's go flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Alright.
Scout, West 2248, SoCal departure.
Let me see if I can find out.
Flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Southwest 2248.
Approach Delta 1004. What was that tower frequency again?
120.95.
95, thanks. There we go. Try that. Just tell them ILS 24 left.
ILS 24 left, Delta 1004.
Delta 1004, LA Tower, lower on my 24 left, clear to land.
Alright, we're clear to land.
Clear to land, Delta 1004.
Okay, landing checklist.
Landing gear is down.
Yep.
Landing gear.
Down.
Down. Flaps.
30 green.
30 green. Speed brake is armed, and engine starts are on continuous. Landing gear and landing checklist complete.
All right. We want to have this done before 1,000 feet, but we were running a little snafu with the.
Yep.
That's why I left the autopilot on, because we're falling behind there, but it's okay. Autopilot's coming off now. See the runway? See the airport?
Yep.
We're gonna land this thing. Auto throttle's coming off. Alright, remember your call-outs when we touch down.
Okay.
So it's just speed brakes up, and if they don't come back, you're going to manually pull them back.
Okay.
And then you're going to call out 80 knots.
Okay.
When we pass 80 knots. Okay?
Alright.
And if you see something that's weird, right, don't be afraid to call a go-around either.
Yeah. Well.
Like for not stable, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going off the pappies here, because we're a little high on the pappies. So that's going to yell at us, but... Close your call out. Speed brake up, right?
Speed brake up.
Yep, because you saw that lever move back,
Yeah.
right? That's what you're looking for. Alright, there's a reverse. There's 80 knots. Perfect. Still on the reversers. There we go.
Delta 1004, join Echo to the ramp.
Yep. Tell them we're going to make, join Echo to the ramp, he said.
Echo to the ramp. Echo to the ramp. Delta 1004.
Alright. So here's Echo.
Yep.
One thing I did talk about is how we're going to get to the gate. But we're going to turn left at Echo, we're going to go to the gates. Just tell them we're going to go to Terminal 3.
Delta 1004, we're going to Terminal 3.
Delta 1004, roger.
Okay, he doesn't care. Alright, so now we're on the ground, we cleared the runway.
So now we can do flaps up, right?
Yeah, so let's do the after landing, which starts actually here with the transponder. You're going to go that to that. Yep, to transponder.
Yep. Should be on transponder. Yep.
Now you're going to get the flaps up.
Oh,
yep. All the way up. There you go.
I need my right.
Yep.
Okay. And can I turn this back to off?
Yep. All the items on the after landing in the flow. Remember in the flow sheet that we have for you?
Yep.
So that, I already got the speed brakes for you.
Radar was.
Don't forget your lights. Remember the claw. You can do it with one hand, like just.
Yep.
All right. And then.
Don't turn APU on until we see the gate, right?
Yep. I see the gate actually over there, so go ahead and get it going. All right. Now read that checklist silently to you. This is another silent checklist.
flaps. Here. After landing checklist complete.
Perfect. It's a little different than the home sim.
Well, for one, also, flying sideways is really kind
for your viewpoint.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Oy.
I wish there was. I mean, there is a way to change it. It's getting these really expensive mirrors.
Yeah.
To make it, to give that perspective, that curve perspective.
Yeah. But.
All right, so practice those flows. They have to just like come out like automatically almost. Oh, what the heck is he doing? He's going really fast.
Yeah. Always a truck. There's always a truck right in the way.
I'm not sure what that Airbus is doing. Is that like Blake like messing with this?
Delta 1004, if you're wondering, no, I'm not talking to the guy on taxiway Delta to your right.
Okay. Yeah, we were wondering, was that real or not? Alright, he is doing his own thing. Probably about to get banned. Is he not even talking to the... Alright, so we're just going to park anywhere on Terminal 3.
Okay.
I'm just going to use this one right here. I'm going to line up on it. Alright, now be ready for what's coming up next, which is going to be the shutdown flow. So just start thinking of the items that you're going to have to do when I give you the command. But at this point, you're just...
turn the taxi light off so we don't want people?
I'll turn it, yep.
35, gate 42, Bravo, request pushback.
We don't have any rampers, so...
335, push into the ramp approved.
Alright, so we're just coming up here, and we're stopping. Parking brake set.
Charlie for taxi.
You verify that I said it?
Brake is set.
Okay, let them up. Shut them down, shutdown checklist. Make sure we swap the jets before we shut the engines out. Nope, the other inside ones.
Inside.
Boom. Boom. Alright, so now we got the electrical load on the APU. That's why we want to do that, because if we...
But we don't need the bleed on, or do we?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet. It's coming up later.
Okay.
Right? Because why can't we do the bleeds right now? These guys are active, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, we don't want... It's going to simplify things, watch.
Alright.
So, let them up. Shut them down, meaning you make sure these are swapped, then go and you literally just yank up on them and bring them both down.
Both at the same time?
Yep. All the way down, there we go. Alright, now this is the flow with the most items, so let's see if we can remember it. Alright, what comes after these?
Alright.
So you just killed the fuel, right?
Right.
Should we kill the fuel pumps next?
Yes.
Yes, so start there.
Alright, all four, or is this a turnaround?
So we have the APU on, so we gotta keep one of them on, remember?
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
So from there, go diagonally up to here, and then work your way down, sideways, down.
So.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, slide. Now we're addressing that bleed panel.
Right.
Because the engines are off, right?
Okay,
so let's get some air going in the back still.
Bleed.
Yep. And then, what do you want to do with that ISO valve? Do you want air to go both sides?
I want open.
So yeah, as I say, why would you want it closed if you want air on both sides, right? So think about what you're trying to accomplish, right? You're providing air. You want it to go both sides. So you want to have that open, right?
Gotcha.
Okay. So now you took care of that.
Yep.
Then you're coming down. What do you got to do here?
So this can go to.
Nope.
No. Nope. But.
That's the flashing light, right?
Yeah. But is this your button, or I can turn it off?
There's no such thing as your button or my button. It's just this is part of the flow. So you're gonna do this so that way that they start unloading bags.
Right.
They know to approach the aircraft, that the engines are off.
But when to turn it on, I thought it was a captain.
And here's why: because I'm talking to the tug driver.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't know we're ready to go. We'll get the beacon on. We're moving out. Okay.
Do you like to keep the logo light on?
Yeah, we can leave it on. Yeah. They're just lights.
Just lights. Okay.
4120 should have called me earlier for an IFR, VFR flight plan out of Los Angeles.
We are going to mess with this.
Hold short of 24 left
to
and
10,000.
let me know what you're going to do.
This is just our personal Cali crew thing for the next guys.
Okay.
And then we got to fix that.
Oh, so put the trim up to
Use this guy.
Yeah.
Now this you could have probably done on the taxi in, just if you remember to do it.
Right now I don't have any flight plans for you. If it was at a different airport that wasn't Class Bravo airspace, such as a Charlie or Delta, I'd let you depart because you're not required to have clearance out of the airspace for that. Here, if you don't have any sort of flight plan on file or you don't call me beforehand to coordinate either a VFR or FR flight out, I can't really let you depart.
Reset to the...
yeah, we could do that. That's a good idea.
Which is how...
Just bring it. Yep. Just bring it up.
Right, like that,
yep.
right?
And then we gotta do something here, right?
Oh, I didn't notice this. Sorry. Oh,
so
reset
this is gonna go to standby first.
Yeah, okay.
So all the way to standby, and then we're gonna zero it out.
Is there do I have to circle each one, or is there like
just go like this.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
All right.
Just go take them both knobs to the left, and it'll zero everything out.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right.
Now we got a checklist to do, right? That's the flow. So let's kind of hypothetically go through this so your hands know what to do again, a little more quicker. So I'm going to set up the panel. Go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to just set up the panel.
LA Tower, American 335 is holding short of Charlie with Information Hotel.
American 335, runway 25 right, taxi via Bravo.
25 right,
40?
Bravo.
40 what?
40?
40 what?
40 viewers. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I think Felicia's head would explode if we did another flight right now.
He's got a real plane to fly. He's got to get rest.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay, so.
We'll pretend we got the noise of the engines.
Right,
Actually, we'll put these up here like that for now.
Okay.
So we're going to pretend that the engines are running. I'm going to say, hey, let them up, shut them down. Shutdown checklist.
Is on. Okay,
yes, the APU is on. Yep.
Light them up.
Yep.
Put it up.
Yep. These are already swapped, so they don't have to do anything there. Right?
Oh, because we are, right. Okay.
Yeah, we are on the APU.
So now I can, right?
Yep.
Down. Then pumps come off.
Can't just lift them, yeah. You remember you gotta pull them out a little. Okay.
Electrical. We want ISO valve to be open. Then. Yep. Here. This. Back to steady. Off. Bags.
One thing I forgot to mention was also these guys too. Flight directors coming off.
Flight. Do you do yours or do I do?
It's one of those things where you just go like this.
Okay. All right. Probably settle.
No, we could just leave it there, and then when the next crew comes in, be like that. Go to the next person, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The reason why we're putting these left and right is to evenly wear them out. If you put them on both, you're just using 2 igniters, but we just try to save on igniters.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. And we. And then wait, hold on, standby. Well, now it is on standby, zeroed out.
Yeah, I forgot to set that for you, but those are the items. So just try to think about, okay, seatbelt sign, swap the gens, shut the engines off, they're gonna fuel cut off, then go fuel pumps, window heat, probe heat, anti-ice if we did have them on, electric hydraulic pumps, the bleed panel, anti-collision light, flight directors, check to see the trim is set to 5. Set your nav to 1080 and then zero out your transponder. Now we're ready for the checklist.
Shutdown checklist.
Yes.
Parking brake.
Set.
Fuel pump switches.
1 on.
Seatbelt signs.
Off.
Window heat.
Off.
Probe heat.
Auto.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Electric hydraulic pumps.
Off.
Air conditioning panel.
Set.
Anti-collision.
Is
light.
off.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Transponder.
Is on standby.
Shutdown list complete.
We made it.
Welcome to LA.
So you ready to do 4 legs?
Go Kill me now.
That's
Kill me
Captain
now.
too, right?
He's great. No.
Yeah.
He's the best.
He knows a few things.
Few things.
He knows a few things.
A few things. Yeah.
He's great. It's been awesome.
It's a cool experience, right? Like you should.
It really is.
So for the people that are watching that are probably like home simmers, like what would you say? Like.
It's night and day. Like I don't
So
care how.
so the
good you
question
think
always arises, right? Like I have X amount of hours in the flight sim. I think I could do this. What would you say?
No, you can't.
It's a lot.
Seriously. I mean,
Not without some help.
Yeah,
Right?
no. I
yeah.
mean, you think you know what you know, and then you realize you don't.
Yeah.
Like it's night.
But there's no other opportunity for like a sim pilot to really do this.
I mean, it's like doing racing, like doing a racing car sim, and then actually getting a racing car.
And I was the one flying it, so it's like I didn't want to take the load off of you because I knew that was gonna be a lot if you flew too.
Yeah.
Next time you'll have to fly too.
Yeah.
So.
Which that's really gonna.
RNAV Docker
okay.
clear for
we'll help you out as much as we can, and obviously we have the event coming up, right?
Practice.
November 4th. It'll be a whole week of this, 24/7. This is our first stream ever in this sim, right? Yeah.
Yeah, first stream.
Yeah.
Pull up on Twitch. Do you have Twitch on your phone? Or you can pull it on my iPad too.
What's up?
If you want to pull up Twitch on.
I don't know. Do you have any?
I have it on the iPad
I have
too.
Twitch on, but I don't know.
Was there any questions or anything anybody had? I mean, we're gonna get the chat. We're gonna get the chat here later, so we can see chat. But
we can see if there's any questions.
I'll check out. But yeah, this was literally a test stream for Twitch and Discord. We are gonna stream on YouTube as well for the event, right? So these are just baby steps as we go. Felicia's just learning. It's her first time in this thing today. So, for first time, not bad, right?
Yeah, good job.
We ended up on the ground where we wanted to be.
Right.
And we somehow, we have to balance the workload. You see how sometimes things can just rear its head up on you.
Yeah.
The airplane can start doing funky things. ATC could be yelling at you.
Yep.
And then you have to revert into flying the airplane first. Yeah. And they changed the runway. That's what screwed up. I think we're going to have to mess with the FMC a little more because it didn't like directs for some reason. When I tried to go, bring up on the legs page to go direct to fix, it didn't like it, and it would, dump everything out, and then it would... When I tried to reload the approach, it would go all the way back to the beginning of the approach.
Right.
So the airplane was trying to turn around and go back to Hackman, which was behind us.
Yeah.
So that's why I was doing funky things right there, and then the airplane started climbing up on us, and I'm like, all right, let's just get down. So I used,
you had mentioned before that you could request the original runway or no? Or if it's if the changes are drastic,
American
then when you
335 contact.
Yeah, I
mean,
in all else, but in this case, the reason why he gave us 2-4 left is in real life, 2-4 right is closed.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure if I were to request 2-4 right, he'd be like, check your NOTAMs, it's closed, or something like that,
Oh, so we didn't anticipate that?
So here's the thing, on VATSIM ATIS, it said to expect 2-4 right and 2-5 left.
That's why.
Real life, 2-4 right is closed. So I just thought, okay, VATSIM's not treating this. Yeah. Oh, there's our echo.
I'm trying to. There we go.
Yeah, but so I was thinking that okay, maybe VATSIM's not following the real world NOTAMs, so I thought, well, we'll just plan on 2-4 right, the normal, what the ATIS called for, and then the backup being 2-5 left. But when we checked on with approach, he's like, at Circus, you're cleared the ILS 2-4 left, which is what was per the NOTAM. And so that was one of the runways we didn't have brief. So then it became a little bit of a, rush to get that thrown in there. And then the FMC was not taking a direct. It was acting weird. So, I mean, we got some bugs to work out, but hopefully we accomplished some training. You can kind of see the mountain that you got to climb.
Yep.
Don't worry, it's not impossible.
Yep.
I've seen people do it. You did just fine.
Just want to make sure this was folded the way it's supposed to be.
I know a lot of people fly that home sim, and it's like, oh yeah, it's easy. I could do this.
No.
It's intimidating for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see here. What do we got in the chat? I'm gonna pull up my phone.
I think my phone. Oh wait, there it is.
Yeah, I wish I could do another stream, guys. I could do another leg, but I have to get home to sleep to fly a real plane tomorrow.
This threw me off looking at because I was like, oh, it's.
Oh
wait, no, it's 8:40 at night.
Yeah, we did daytime just so people on the stream could see. Was there any questions that you see, Fabian? Because I'm having a hard time pulling it up. But no, I think it was a good first stream. I'm glad it was a test. Everybody's good?
Yeah.
There was any questions I said in the chat?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, cool. Well, we'll have, what do we got here? Got all kinds of... okay, checking the Discord chat here. Is the VOD staying up? I don't know. Oh, is that the stream?
The recordings.
The what?
For recordings. Save the stream.
Oh, the VODs. Okay, to save. Yeah, I think we are, right? We're recording some of this to use.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool. Whew.
Well, cool. Yeah, so this is just a sneak preview for what's to come in November. We have about 20 something pilots, 24/7 for 7 days, around the world, different countries, with VATSIM the entire way.
Yes.
Southwest 1785, runway 24 left, taxi the Echo.
Transition altitudes, different.
24 left the Echo, Southwest 17.
Different accents, yeah.
That'll be probably the most interesting part. Right?
But the reason why we're even doing this all is for a charity event. So
Angels Flight.
Angel Flight West is what we're raising the money for. So that will be up in November for people that want to donate and stuff. But yeah, we're doing a round the world flight for those that don't know about World Flight. Starting in Sydney, Australia, ending up in Sydney, Australia in 7 days. And it's going to be multiple aircraft, multiple teams doing the same thing. But we're just doing, this is our first stream on Twitch, and doing her first flight in the sim. So, and your first time on VATSIM, really, right? Like, similar?
I mean, well, kind of full, yeah, because I've been on VATSIM with, like, Shaq before, but he kind of really holds my hand. But yeah, no, yeah.
Yep. You'll get it. You'll get it down. We had a couple people last year that were their first time ever, so it'll come, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I got. I'm gonna bounce out of here.
Okay, me too.
Catch everybody later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.